Sunday, what a day. We have so much to talk about. All right. Where to begin? First off, if we can please get a thumbs up in the chat so that I know you guys can see and hear me okay before we start rambling. And we've got an interesting show. I'm very excited. There's a lot to go over today. But if I can get a thumbs up in the chat, and then I'll give some shout outs, and then we're going to get the ball started. So first off, I hope everybody is well. All right, let's see. Thumbs up. Loud and clear. Appreciate that, Dave, Melissa. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to get some shout outs. A lot of people, we already got 51 people in here. Happy Sunday to everyone. Today has been the last, I would say, 18 hours has been quite a roller coaster, right? And I'll share some of that with you guys. I'm going to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, the special guests that we have. I'm doing giveaways tonight. I have a lot to go over. I'm going to keep the vibes really high tonight. Overall, it's been kind of a wild ride, but I am overall in a very positive mood tonight. I'm feeling pretty good, even despite some things that have happened in the last 18 hours. So let me get some shout outs real quick, because this stream, I want this stream to be about you guys tonight. Right. And we're going to talk DoorDash and stuff. But the reason I'm doing some giveaways and I want to celebrate some stuff. So let me give some shout outs first, and then we'll talk about our week and everything else. So Contrella, Reno Rose, Old Dasher, what up? Angelique, been rocking with me for a while. Earn, Wanda Dykes, I know that name, been rocking with me. PPP, always commenting. Dash and Trader, congrats on 1K, man. That's a big deal. Congratulations on that. You hit that. Rhode Island Hiker, appreciate you. Saw Gigman. It's a new name. Haven't seen that one before. Delivering with Ellen. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Appreciate the love and support. We got Jeff. I always say this name wrong. I need to get this right. Qualeha. I don't know if I'm probably saying it wrong. You're a big supporter of mine, and Hannibal, so I appreciate you very much. Somebody needs to pronounce that word for me. I'm really bad with that. Scooter Bud. Daniel, Jerry, Abby, I see Driven Dad, Tony, what up, Dave, Melissa, Leo, Lori. All right, just to name a few. Cliff Dog, Laura, always love seeing you guys in here. Hannibal, appreciate you, bro. Congrats on 30K. Proud of you. Have a great stream. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Nate, Leo, Rico Dash, what up, Lisa, Driven Mom, Dexter Stuffins, Adventures of Sissy and Chip. A lot of familiar faces. Appreciate you, guy. Rodney, what up, Gina? Gina, what up? Shout out to Gina. Shout out to River City Casino. Me and Jenny used to work together. So first off, thank you so much for 30K subs. I thought we'd hit it today. We hit it. We got a little bit past it. I'm very humbled and honored to be part of a community that tries to help people. Well, we do help people. We give entertainment. We give relatable content. We challenge each other. It's extremely humbling to be part of this community. Appreciate the 30,000 subscribers. That to me is insane. I'm just a guy with an iPhone. Thank you very much. So because of that, when we hit certain milestones here, it's a good feeling. I'm not going to lie. And the way I like to give back to you guys in some regard is, I make videos, but I like to do giveaways. Who doesn't like giveaways? And a lot of you guys work really hard. You have to deal with a lot of crap from these apps sometimes, or customers, and we all have bad days. We have good days. So it's just my way of saying thank you for the love and support. I'm going to pay it forward and give it to some of you guys. So I'm going to do 3 giveaways tonight. I'm going to do one in the next 15 or 20 minutes before we have our special guest come on. And then I'll do one after, and then I'll do one probably at the end. And I'm going to pick, the first guest will be picked from the post that I put up a couple days ago saying if you put a comment in, enter in your chance. I don't think there's a whole lot of comments, so the chances of somebody winning that first giveaway is going to be really good. And then the other ones I'm going to pick from the live stream, the live comment. So if you're here while I pick that second and third one, there we go. So consider hitting the like on this stream if you're getting any valuable content. The only thing I want to say before we start is yesterday we had to make the decision to put my dog Bella down. She was 8. She had kidney stones and her bladder ruptured. So yesterday, late afternoon, early night, I saw her outside and she was stiff as a board. Like she would not move. And Bella was a very tough dog, like very tough, extremely tough, and just very chill and just loved to be loved. Okay. So it was kind of weird that I saw her like that. And then I was like, okay, I had to run up to the store. So I went to the store, because sometimes she's a little moody like that. So I didn't think anything of it at first. I came back and she was pretty much in the same position, and I knew something was wrong. I had to carry her inside, and about an hour passed, and then we're like, I got to take her to the vet. Long story short, she ruptured her bladder because of kidney stone. She was in a lot of pain. She had basically an infection. I think the vet called it sepsis, something like that. Can happen to humans as well. And kidney failure, like it was really, really bad. So I had to make the decision to put her down. It was a very tough decision last night at like midnight. So yeah, with the heavy heart, it was just very unexpected. I only share that with you guys because when we start these streams, I talk about what my week was like, and I share it. And that's kind of like the thing that happened this week, right? So it's kind of like we're celebrating, getting ready to have a good stream, but it's kind of like, man, I haven't even really processed it all yet, I don't think. So she was a fantastic dog. And yeah, that happened yesterday. So I guess I could say, looking back, I don't know what I could have. She's so tough, and she was using the bathroom. She was acting normal. She was eating. She was playing. We have another dog named Cooper. So nothing really looked odd except yesterday when she was just like stiff. And then like she was just like in so much pain and shock that, because basically her bladder bursted internally. And then she was like, oh, something ain't right. So I don't know what I could have done. She was at the vet just 2 months ago. She got her last updated shots and things like that. So I don't know. So that happened yesterday. Pretty good week with work overall. Made decent money for the amount of time that I worked. I didn't work a lot. As you guys know, on this channel, I'm trying to work a little bit less every 3 months or so. I want to be giving the gig apps less of my time because I'm focusing on other things to have a little better balance and figure out other ways to make money and then grow this brand that we have here and yada, yada, yada. And this is a good segue to our guests, because these apps, for most of us, are not sustainable, in my opinion. They're ever changing and adapting. And the guest that we're going to have on tonight in a little while here is going to talk a little bit about that, and then overall just how Doordash is. Now, this channel name is called Doordash Sucks. Some of you guys might have seen some of his videos. He's made a lot of videos in the last like 10 days too. He's pumping out a lot. Very opinionated, very passionate. Talked to him a few times, even offline, right? Very intelligent about a lot of things. Has some things that some might consider like, oh, it's kind of conspiracy, this or that. But, it's good. It spurs up conversation. It's a different perspective than you're going to hear from me, right? And so he's going to come on and share. We're going to talk DoorDash, some topics, things like that, the future of DoorDash, maybe Robotniks. We're going to talk algorithm. We're going to talk this is DoorDash part of like this new world order kind of stuff. Like, are they the big bad wolf? Are they the horrible gig app out there? We're going to just have an organic conversation, and I think you guys are going to be really interested in that. So, okay. So yeah, that's what we got going on. We're going to do some giveaways. I'll pull up that video here in a moment. But thank you for 30K subs. It's crazy, man. Like, I can't even, within this community, 30,000 subs to like other YouTube content creators, because YouTube's great. There's all kinds of content creators, millions of subs, hundreds of thousands. It's crazy. There's channels that have 10 subscribers that have great content, and they're just putting themselves out there. But within this community, when you hit 30,000, like in just a year and a half, like I have, it's a humbling thing. It's awesome. It's fun. I feel very honored. It's not a small number to me. While some would say, dude, you got 30,000 subs, big deal, get over yourself. Hey, I'm going to honor. It's about you guys. Like, it's fun. I'm going to celebrate these things because it's a big part of my life. I do YouTube every day. I make money on YouTube, and I feel very proud to say that. Because a year and a half ago, if you would have told me I'd be in this spot doing these kind of things, not working DoorDash 60 hours a week like I was last year, not working a W-2, working 60 hours a week like I was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you, right? So, but it just goes to show, like, I'm almost done rambling. Bear with me. It goes to show when, like, you bet on yourself and you set goals and you do it one day at a time, you can achieve something that could give you a better situation in your life, whatever that means for you personally. It doesn't have to be necessarily tied to money. It could be tied to more family time. It could be tied to whatever it is, right? But if you feel good about what you're doing, that's that's what this is about, you know? And that's really what this YouTube channel is about. I know Doordash is in the middle name, but that's because when I started the channel, that's what I was doing, and that's what the content was about. And sometimes I think some of you guys have seen it evolve and change into different things. And we don't just talk about Doordash. Obviously, that's probably at this point 80 to 90% of it, but you know, it's I still do it, and I still enjoy trying to help people and help people and bring different content creators on to have a different perspective. And I really like, and I really want to continue to make this show very different than any other show you're going to get as far as live show within this community, and then any other show, any other videos you're going to see. And I think in a lot of ways on this channel, we separate ourselves from everybody else. And that's not good. It's not bad. It's not better. It's just, that's what it is. And I'm humbled that we have 30,000. I'm done rambling. Okay. So Grinder with Levi, what's up, man? Appreciate that. Not necessary, but let me put that up. Appreciate that. Congrats on 30K. Thanks, man. Appreciate that very, very, very much. Thinking of you and your family. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. It was tough. And, you know, with the dog, we have 2 dogs. So now I have Cooper. He's only 2.5. So he's kind of like, you know, when you have 2 dogs and one passes or something happens or one moves, the other dog kind of is lost for a little while, because now they lost their friend. They lost their brother, their sister. So we're going to have to kind of navigate that a little bit, right? Okay. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead. That's the intro to live. We're already 11 minutes in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pick the first winner. I'm not going to wait too long. I'm going to pull up that video on my phone. I'm going to pick a comment at random, and that person's going to get $100. Tonight, we're giving away $300, because I think when I hit 20K, I think we gave away 200. So I'm going to give 3 people tonight $100 via Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you have. Because why not? Let's celebrate something, right? Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to pull up that video in a moment. Let me give a few more shout outs. Then the next 2 giveaways, the next 2 $100 giveaways will be after the conversation I have with Doordash Sucks. And I'll pick in the live. I'll just randomly pick a live comment. Boom, boom. So stick around. You're in for a good show. And if you want to win a little cash, stick around. Yeah. Big money. It's not big money, but it's, you know, listen, it's gas money. That $100, I realized that's probably, I think most of us, or some of us, because everybody has different cars. Your markets are different. That $100 could cover your gas for the whole week. For some of y'all part-timers, maybe it covers your gas for a couple of weeks, right? Yeah. So let's do that, right? I see Tiffany in the house. Mr. J, what up? What up? I see Steven. I see Jeff Adventures. All right. You can't write off both. I don't know what that means. Okay. I see Gina Chamberlain saying, "Oh, not yeah, Gina." So Gina and I, for those of you who don't know, some of you guys, she pops in every once in a while. We used to work together. I hope you and your family are well. So I'm happy to see you in here. Tiffany, I see Julie, Grace, The Matrix. What's up? What's up? Covers my gas for, let me see. The Matrix says covers my gas for 3 days. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all relative, right? For me, $100, yeah, that's going to cover my gas. I mean, that's all week. And that's also covering my gas for just doing all the other driving I do. So, but it's all relative. Dashing Grandpa, what up? Dashing Grandpa says 100 would last me 4 days in gas, maybe. Cool. All right. So the Driven Dad says it covers all my gas. Yeah. Well, Driven Dad, we know you have a Tesla. You big balling with your Tesla over there. So, all right. So I'm going to pull up this video. I'm going to pick the first $100 winner. Now, this is how we do the giveaways here. Okay. And then we're going to get to our special guest, Doordash Sucks, in just a moment. Okay. So I'm going to pick a winner, and then if you're here, I'll comment on that particular comment. And when we do the live chat giveaway later, there's certain steps you have to do to make sure I can verify that it's you, and then boom, we send it out. So I'm going to pull up this video, and let me pull it up right here. Okay, let's see. It was in a community post, so give me a second. I could have picked it earlier, but I like to do these live with you because I feel like it's more real that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to like pick one and be like, oh, look, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up this rule. Let's go to the channel real quick. Okay, let's see. Your channel. It was a community post that I put up on. Let me find it. Okay, here it was the one I did yesterday. So this was the community post right here. Okay, and it basically read 30K subs giveaway. Hit that subscribe button. Join us live. Blah blah blah. Leave a comment to have your name entered in for one of the 3 giveaways, Mr. Bet on You. So we have 42 comments, which is a lot for a community post. So that's cool. Appreciate y'all. So now I'm going to pull those comments up, and you see they're right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll and I'm going to pick one. I'll comment on that comment. And if you're in here, let me know. And if not, you'll get a reply to your comment. Okay. So I didn't comment. I didn't reply to, I think maybe I replied to a couple of these. I don't know, but I'm just going to go ahead. Okay. I'm going to turn my head. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling down. Okay. I can't really see. I'm going to click on this. Let me see. Did I click on one? I did. All right. Girls Be Gaming. She said, hello, Pedro. Girls Be Gaming. I actually replied and I said, hey. So I'm going to reply on that comment right now. Girls Be Gaming. If you're in the live chat, let me know. I'm going to reply on that comment. You are the $100 winner. So I'm just going to reply real quick. And if she's not here, I'm going to say join us live now. And we can do that. Join us live now to claim. Boom. Congratulations to Girls Be Gaming 2. I hope you guys can see that. All right. That's the first winner of the night. I'm going to write that down as well. What up, Jessica? How are you? Can't wait for Saturday. All right. I'm going to write that down because, listen, I'm an old man and I forget stuff. So Doordash Sucks is going to be joining us shortly. Doordash Sucks, be ready. Make sure your lighting's good. You got your mic. Make sure there's no background noise. I'll give you about 5 minutes. All right. So I'm going to write that name down just so I remember. Girls Be Gaming 2 is a $100 winner. Okay. If you guys see her in here, let me know. But I did just comment on that comment. So hopefully she sees that and she comes in the live real quick, hops in and collects her $100 winnings. All right. So let's see. We got Chris Nord in here. Let me read some comments real quick. That one says, cuz Doordash Sucks, says Juice's Ghost. What up, Juice? How are you, man? How are you? Let's see. 259. What up, man? How are you? Okay. Congrats, GBG. I like that. Okay, so if you guys see GBG in here, let me know. Somebody let me know. Okay, so we're going to Girls Begin. What up, Music City Gig Hustler? What up? I saw you guys were live the other night. I love those live. I like to see people live and just driving around. I don't know why. Maybe every time I see it on my YouTube, I always stop in for a minute and check it out, and then I hop out. But appreciate y'all for doing what you do. Gas prices for me with my Get Upside app lately, I've been paying under $3 for gas. So I'm very lucky in my market. Very lucky. If you guys don't have the Get Upside app, Gas Buddy, Dasher Direct card, a credit card that gives you gas rewards, some kind of rewards program at your local gas, you have to have that. No, it's worth it. And all these things are usually free. So, okay, what up, Julie? What up? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put this banner up. We're going to get this show started here, okay? We got 2 more giveaways to come. We're going to have a conversation with Doordash Sucks in just a moment. 2 more $100 giveaways coming up. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. All right. So let's go ahead. And so this is a content creator named Doordash Sucks. Now, he has a YouTube channel. Some of you guys might know about him. Maybe you guys don't know about him. Maybe you've watched a video. Maybe you haven't watched a video, right? But his channel is extremely different than most. He says it exactly like his channel name is Doordash Sucks. So you already know how he feels about DoorDash, right? Now, and I'll share how I feel a little bit. Most of y'all, well, you guys know. This is where I stand with DoorDash. DoorDash does some shady stuff, like a lot of the companies. DoorDash gets talked about the most because they're the big kid on the block. They have the most market share. They're the most relevant. That's why. It is what it is, right? I don't think they're worse than some of the other ones. I don't think they're better. I think some of them are equal when it comes to certain things. I look at DoorDash as an opportunity, like a lot of us do. Some of us look at it like this is my full-time 100% income. I need it and we rely on it 100%. For those people, like I can see how the frustration might be more than mine. Now, I felt that way maybe last year because I was doing it and it was a higher percentage of what I was making. And I was giving a lot more effort, a lot more time in my car. Now, not so much, right? So I look at it as an opportunity, but I realize they do some crazy stuff. So we're going to bring Doordash Sucks in. Let me get my headphones on. All right. Oh, let me back out of this real quick. Hold on. Okay. All right. And this DoorDash Sucks name is Brian. So I can, you guys are going to see Brian in a minute. And what's cool is when sometimes YouTube content creators don't show their face, which is fine. And we all have our reasons. We're getting a reveal of the man behind the DoorDash Sucks content creations, which is really cool. I think some of you guys, maybe, I don't think he's ever shown his face. So I think that's kind of cool. I'm kind of honored that he's going to do that with us tonight because he doesn't have to. He could just put an avatar up. So without further ado, let's bring in DoorDash Sucks. Let's get ready for a good conversation. Let's get ready for a little bit of different kind of perspective. So we're going to bring him in right now. I will have the live stream. I will share the live stream, the StreamYard link in a little while as well. If people want to jump in, we'll just see how that goes. So we're going to bring Brian in. DoorDash Sucks.
How you doing, Pedro?
What's up, man? How are you, Brian?
Very well. And I just want to say, I'm really sorry about your dog. I lost a cat 3 weeks ago, and I had him for 18 years. So I know how you feel. It's terrible. You have these animals for so long, So I just want to say condolences,
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's 18 years. Wow. I mean, at that point, it's a family member. It's like you're losing a member of your family.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I mean,
so
sure.
I want to first say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who gave me the courage here and the fortitude to make the channels that I've made in the past 2 years. And I want to thank you also, Pedro, for having me on here because it's an honor.
Welcome. Yeah,
because you're like, I was telling you before, you're like the great Yoda, right, in Star Wars, the master of the Jedi.
Listen, don't say that too loud because some people are not gonna like that you just said that. But I appreciate
right. I know. Well, I'm a Star Wars fan because I'm science fiction. But I actually got away from a lot of that stuff through the years that I became a Christian. And that was back in 2017. So a lot has changed for me. But I'm just excited to be here today because we have a lot to talk about, I guess.
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit. First, how long have you had your channel, and why do you have your channel? Let's start with that.
Okay, I started my channel back just a little over a year ago, and prior to that channel, I had been doing another channel called Waking Up the Sheep, which is a Christian channel that I started, but it involves uncovering a lot of things, a lot of truths that a lot of people kind of just turn a blind eye today in today's society. So my channel was geared primarily towards attracting Christians to my channel. And in a way, I probably should have called this channel the Christian Gig Worker channel, or the Christian, driver or something. But at the time when I started this channel, I started this out of frustration because I was working the markets just like everyone else was. But I'm a full-timer, and I've done other life. I worked in engineering and stuff for most of my life. But like during those years, I worked as a taxi driver as well. So I can look at two perspectives and see how the economy was back, in the 1990s as it was going into now in 2022. So it's a lot different for a lot of people. But the young people that are listening to this show today, they were brought into this technocracy, this digital world that we have around us. When I was doing things, we were getting tips, cash tips. There was you didn't even have a cell phone.
Right. No, it's I can imagine even just 10 years ago, 20 years ago, let's say 20 years ago, my dad delivered pizzas for Domino's. I guess 21 years ago, 21, 22 years ago, he was delivering pizza for Domino's after his job. And like, he sees how we work now, and he's like, dude, you guys have it easy. He would tell me like, you have no idea. Like, we didn't see if there was a tip, like it was cash, it was this, you're delivering, you got to deliver everything. Like, so it's, you talk about, you started your channel out of frustration because you were like seeing this bad, how these apps work and, stuff like that. Like, so let me ask you, like, what do you think? Okay. So coming from doing this for a while, you just mentioned the younger generation and all that, like, What do you think these apps, like, what do you think the big issue for you is with these apps and how they're treating drivers right now and stuff like that? These new drivers coming in.
Well, see, the thing is that when Uber first started back in the early or the late 2000s, it was like around 2011, 2012. You know, they had a small market out in San Francisco, and they were doing the beta testing, and everything was working great. But these apps have evolved into monsters now. And the thing is that back in the day, you may have had some innocent people who were starting up the companies because, you know, you had these tech giants and these engineers who knew how to design the apps and stuff. Well, what happened is you had government involved coming in, and when you have a merger of corporations and you have government together, that is basically considered fascism. And it's also notably named corporatism. And I want to read you something real quick here, what corporatism really is. It's the theory and practice of organizing the whole of society into corporate entities subordinate to the state. According to the theory, employers and employees would be organized into industrial and professional corporations, serving as organs of political representation and largely controlling the people and the activities within their jurisdiction. Now, this is also tied into an agenda that came out in the 1990s. In the 1990s, you had a thing called Agenda 21, which they changed the name of that into several different names. I mean, right now it's called Agenda 2030. And, you know, I'm a researcher too. I've been researching for well over 20 years the things that I talk about. And the things that I talk about.
Where's this agenda coming from for those that aren't following? When you say an agenda, where's that coming from?
It started from the United Nations, foreign entities and corporate big shots, you know, people who own different, you know, Coca-Cola and
that's kind of where Doordash comes in, is what you're saying, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes, because it's tied. The whole gig community is really, I mean, we see it as, you know, a great opportunity to work and make money, but a lot of us have been constricted down to making a pittance of what we used to make when we first started these apps. I mean, and I have friends in the gig community that worked, you know, years ago when it first started, and they were making thousands in a week time because you could do the promotions and all these things. Now all that's like dwindled down, and they've changed their model. They've changed the algorithms to suit them, not us. And the problem with that is that they've broken laws. They've broken labor laws, and it's like people turn a blind eye to it. And then, you know, you have big government involved in the corporations, right? So one hand washes the other. And so what happens is when you have that merger, it doesn't matter what laws are passed sometimes, because the corporations will either just say, you know what, we're not following that law. And actually, that's what happened with Uber. They've been sued many times in court. There's so many lawsuits privately that are taking place right now, but you just don't hear about them in the news until it becomes a big one.
Right.
You know, and
let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question. So this is kind of a hot, you know, this has been debated and this and that, and people have different theories, and, you know, are we independent contractors? Yes or no?
In my opinion, no.
Okay.
Not at all.
Right. So
because
go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was going to say, because if you can't make choices of what money that you want to make, that you need to make in order to run your business, your so-called business, then how can you be called an independent contractor? When all the parameters are all set by the company, and you really have no say, you have to follow what they tell you to do. So there's that.
Now, do you think that we're misclassified in that way, so that the company can have a more
Have
manipulative,
it boys.
controlled labor fleet of drivers, and they don't have to pay benefit, they don't have to pay this type of insurance, they don't have to do, and they could keep their labor costs down, and you know,
Correct.
So what would you label us as if we're not independent contractors? What are we?
Well, we're employees without benefits is what we are, because you know there's a lot of different angles you could go at it, but the thing is if you come to my channel and you check out the comment section of most people who write in the comments, they came to my channel for a reason. They were looking for a different answer. You know, they were looking for something that they could grasp. And, you know, most people are kind of, I mean, no disrespect to the channels out there that do all the tips and tricks, because you're one of them. I mean, if it wasn't for you, Pedro, I wouldn't have known half the things that I know. I give
but
you
that only lasts,
like
that only lasts so long, because once you know, show somebody how to do this or do that, then there's only so many tips and tricks videos that can be made, you know? But I was definitely one of those, definitely in the beginning. I try to drop little nuggets here and there, because I know new drivers come in, and they're, like you just said, people go to your channel, people are looking for answers. They're looking for entertainment, but they're looking to have okay, I experienced this. I need to know what to do. Right. I'm not making money. How can I make money? You know? Before we get, I want to read this comment. So Driver Sensei, he's a friend of the show. Shout out to Driver Sensei. Thanks for the 5. He says 20 years of research, which is a lot. I think that's what you said. He said, that's a lot of documentation, but I'm really eager to read a few. Please provide the link to your source file. So I think he's saying, you know, do you have more information like this research that you've done? Where is that? If you can speak to that just for a moment.
Well, first off, I had a long day today. It was almost a 10-12 hour day today, so forgive me, I'm a little tired, and I wasn't so prepared for links and stuff, because right now my internet is down, so I'm going off my phone, so I can't really drop links and stuff, but I will give you a bunch of information that you all can look up. Well, one of the things is the World Economic Forum. Okay, if you go over the World Economic Forum .org, I believe, you could see a lot of things, projections out for the future of what they want to bring in as far as robotics, electric cars. They want to get everyone into electric cars, and they want to actually end the people that are dashing. They want to have total autonomous cars and all of that stuff. The only problem is that you had people that got killed, one out in Las Vegas and all that. They actually have trucks. I've seen the trucks, the autonomous trucks that can actually deliver food to stores and everything. It's amazing what they have coming.
Let me ask you, how far away do you think we are from being even just 50% autonomous? How far are we from half of it being autonomous? What do you think?
Within the next 5 years.
Wow, really? Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's wild. Okay. So in 5 years, what you're saying is, you think, your opinion is that half of our jobs will be gone in 5 years. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And if you know, it's such a, all the research into this one live stream and video would be impossible, but there's so many great sources out there. Like one of the ones that I was turned on to a long time ago was a woman named Rosa Korie, Korie. She passed away in 2019 or 2020, and she ran the Post Sustainability Institute, which was all about exposing the Agenda 21 sustainable goals agenda of the 21st century. And in those goals, it states that they want to have control. And when I say they, the governmental structure wants control of all water, land, finances, medical, and transportation. And there's a few others that are in there. But the transportation sector, they want to gain full control of that. And that's why over the years, you saw these app companies coming in. And now it's hard for even the business owners of certain businesses to make money if they're a small business, because they may not have the resources to be able to cater to the apps. So a lot of people are going the new way with apps because everyone has a smartphone. And then you could talk about the digital reset thing that's coming. There's a thing that's coming that a lot of people don't know about, and that is they want to do away with cash. They want to get rid of cash. So, and just use all digital phones and everything to do everything. But what it's coming down to is losing your ability to make money in the future. And that's why you're seeing it slowly decline. And then you have these programs that they write as far as Top Dasher and all of these like large order programs and stuff. And what it's causing is a segregation of the society where we're kind of like fighting against each other when we should really be going at the source that's doing this to stop them from doing it.
Yeah, and that's a tough place to be in, because like, some people on the chat, I don't know if you can see the chat or not, but some people are saying,
I can't.
Okay, no, there's nothing bad. I'm just asking.
No, it's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, you've heard it before, I'm sure. Well, this is like conspiracy theories and what's going on here, and what we all, we're all adults here, right? We've all,
right.
And
right.
I tend to sometimes there are definitely some topics even out, more so outside of the gig economy, because I don't go down that much of a rabbit hole. But I think you're talking more of this like structure stuff, and it's intertwined with the gig economy because that's what we do, and we can put the pieces together. But like, there's some things I lean like definitely conspiracy, like what, like that's not right.
Yep.
Like if it doesn't look right, like I'm not just gonna think it's right because somebody tells me it's right. There's some things you have to like think for yourself.
Well, I want to tell you another aspect of what's going on. Like, because people are working so much these days, and the economy is so bad, and everything's, the prices are rising for everything. What's happening is you have people that are so tired, they come home from work, they put their feet up on the couch and watch TV, maybe take a shower, eat, and they go to bed and they wake up and do it again. They don't have the luxury of sitting and researching things that they probably should be doing. And so what happens is you have apathy of citizens. And I'm not saying all are like that, but there's a lot of like awoke people that know what's really going on. And then you have another base of people that they want to make money. They want to be left alone. I want to make my money.
They just want to play on their phones. They want to watch TV. Like, I think,
exactly.
and a lot of us are guilty to that on some extent or not. Like, we're all watching YouTube now, right? We make videos and we do things
that's all I do is,
Is it really that important? Is it not? Maybe it is.
Right.
It depends. But like, I think we're definitely moving towards that direction of like, there's that movie Idiocracy or something like that. Remember that movie that came out? Yeah. We're moving. I'm not saying we're there, but like, we're moving towards this way of like dumbing down society on some levels. And now it's like, now everybody's like, oh, the pandemic happened and everybody can get food delivered. And we jumped on that train because maybe you got laid off, you got furloughed, you saw the opportunity, you made good money. It's cash. You're not taxed on it. It feels good. You're your own boss. You don't have a boss. Like, and I think a lot of us got into it in the last couple of years, let's just say 3 to 4 years. And now it's like, we're to the point now, a lot of people think you're one of them. 5 years, half the jobs will be gone. It's autonomous. That's the way the world's moving. So then where does that leave us? Because in 5 years, we're all still here. Probably, right?
That's right.
So like, then what do we do?
Well, we'll probably adapt into something else. Sure. Humans are resilient. We can do a lot of things, and especially if you have skills, and even if you don't have skills, you can still adapt. But the thing is, there's a lot of homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people driving for DoorDash that live in their cars. I know a couple of them. And it's sad, that you have to live in your car and you can't afford to pay rent, pay bills. And it's not because they're drug addicts or that they have, some kind of a thing that makes them not do that. It's just that something came up that turned their life around and into a different area, and they ended up in their. The money that we are making on a daily basis does not, as a full-timer, I could say, does not add up to being able to really survive in certain markets and certain areas like of the country. You may be doing really well in San Francisco, but you may be doing horrible if you live in maybe New Mexico or something, and I'm on the East Coast. I live around Boston. So, and it's funny because I heard you mention something about why is California always the one that has to come up with like ideas and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the guy for Boston that's going to try to help this community. Because, see, I really care about each and every one of you. I have a different perspective on things because being a Christian, and I love God, I love Jesus, right? So I'm commanded by God to love my neighbors and love my brothers and sisters. All of you, including you, you're my brothers and sisters. So why would I not want to help you? And the problem is, a lot of people are afraid to stand up, say something, talk about something because it's not politically correct. You know, it's like we're in such bad times now. We need to really try to help the community, you know, and do the best we can. So the thing is that there was a man named Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum, and he says, you will own nothing and you will be happy, right? And he's saying this by 2030 because
and when did he say that, and where did that come from? Who was he speaking to when he said that?
Oh, from the World Economic Forum. If you look up any videos on that, you could even probably find it here on YouTube. Just look up Klaus Schwab, and he's kind of bald-headed guy with glasses. He's the head of that forum, and he's been doing this since the 1990s. But on his forum, he has world leaders that come in there. And here's the thing. The people that get placed in these positions, like Doordash and Uber and Shipped and all that, they're all CEOs of part of that group. Because if you research it deep, right, you'll find that they have an agenda. And it's not an agenda that is following to help people. It's an agenda to bring in this so-called new world order that they want to have.
Yeah.
So we're all part of that.
Yeah. No, I get that. Listen, I'm not somebody that's done any research on stuff. You know, you hear things, and you know, I'm a simple dude trying to just,
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm digging what you're saying because it's unique and it makes me think a little bit. It makes me want to look up this stuff and go down that rabbit hole and be like, all right, what's, you hear about this like New World Order. Like we've all heard these terms,
right.
and we've seen certain videos, or maybe you've read an article, like we've been there, right? But like,
right.
Did you say that he said you will own nothing and be happy? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what he said. And I'm laughing because it sounds funny, right? But it's really not funny, because when all of this stuff happens, when people start losing their jobs and people can't make money to the way they're doing it with the gig community, they are going to have to jump to something else. But what something else are they going to go to? Because a lot of us have done this for years. I mean, look at a lot of the drivers that are out in the gig community doing the channels. A lot of them have been around for 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even longer. And it's going to get harder because, and here's the thing, if there's a whole bunch of food shortages coming to the whole world. I mean, we were in a harvest, but now in 2023, it's going to be really tough. If these restaurants don't have the utilities, the things they need to run a business, and they don't get food, how are we going to be delivering food? How are we going to be delivering goods? I remember you were doing Instacart before, and I watched those videos on Instacart. I used to do Instacart, and when you would be in the stores, you'd look for items, and it sucks because you have to tell the customer, oh, I don't have that. And they don't want to hear that.
Yeah. It's weird. For me, I don't, I'm not a economist. I don't know. I'm not in the food game. I don't know what the analysts are saying, what our food supply will be like in 6 months or a year. Like that information's there. I just don't know it. But it's weird because there's certain items you go to a store and you're like, oh, they don't have any Gatorade. There's no Frito chips. They're out of this or out of that. No chicken wings this week. That happens. But I also sometimes go to a Costco or somewhere and I see massive amounts of food. So it's always hard for me to like think about like, okay, are we really in a food shortage? Because like I see food all around me, right? But I also realize, well, when is that, like, will that always be sustainable? I don't really know. I know there's less people doing farming nowadays, and we're actually making food very different. Like we're manufacturing food in labs now, and you could make fake chicken. Like we didn't have that 50 years ago. So everything's changing very, very fast. So sometimes when I hear people say we're going to have a food shortage or we're going to have a gas shortage, I always think like, well, will we really? Because like you said earlier, we're humans. We adapt. We're magnificent in that way. We're problem solvers. So I almost feel like sometimes if we're going to have a food shortage, there's smart people that will figure out a way to make make food that isn't maybe organic, but it will be something that we could eat. I would hope that would happen. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the food shortage thing's always like, are we really in a food shortage? Are we not? Like, because I see so much food around me all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. And then, you have the war with Ukraine and all of that stuff going on. And, that stuff is going to affect us in some way down the road. May not be doing it now here in America, but it will affect us. And did you read the article that I had sent you about the one that says Uber broke laws, duped police, and secretly lobbied governments?
Yeah, I read over. I skimmed it, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
I did see that. Yeah.
That was from the Uber files. If anyone wants to look that up, you can look that up. Just search for it on Yahoo. It'll come up. I actually first learned of that article by the rideshare professor over, Torsten, really good channel. And actually, he gave me a shout out on his channel because I did a video on Uber that ended up having like 7,000 views. And then that's how my channel grew a bit. And then I want to thank you for giving me the shout out, because a lot of your people come over to my channel as well,
Oh yeah, man. That's the thing. That's the cool thing about like YouTube in general, is I think people will generally organically gravitate towards content that they like or don't like, and like even if somebody comes to your channel because they saw you tonight, they're like, this guy's crazy. You know what? But you know what's going to happen? Those people will watch you more than the people that actually like you. So at the end of the day, like, it's all good. And they might not agree with everything that I say or you say, but they might understand a couple things, and it might make them think about it in a different perspective. None of us know everything. We're just regular dudes. You know what I'm saying? But
that's true. And like I said, a lot of people write in my comments, hey, I listen to you like a podcast in my car. There's one of the reasons why I don't do the video stuff. I could do it, but like, because I don't want people to get distracted while they're driving and watching a video. So I'm like, you know what? There's so many accidents.
I get it.
I actually had a driver, and this is a big shout out for Detroit, Big Mike in Detroit. He literally got hit by a driver at 40 miles an hour behind him while he was dashing. Wow. He's out of work right now. I have another driver, Michael Asylum, who actually got his car repossessed, and he can't. I was almost going to do a GoFundMe page for him to help him. And by the way, I want to mention, I'm not against channels making money and doing this stuff. I'm unmonetized. I won't ever be. I do this for free. I do this because I love my fellow man. I'm literally doing this whole project for free. My other channel, Waking Up the Sheep, same thing. And that channel, that's why I don't really converge both of them together. I try to stick with just gig stuff. But if you want to hear and see and learn about all the stuff I'm talking about, you can go over to BitChute and look up my channel, Waking Up the Sheep. I have put it on pause there. All the videos still remain. But recently, I'm going to be moving on to a new platform. I haven't figured out which one yet. But there's so much resource and proof and everything of what I'm telling you about here. As well as Christian stuff, because I'm sure there's a bunch of Christians watching this, and it would help them. But it's good for even non-Christians. You know what I mean?
Teach his own. Let me ask you. I want to ask you a couple questions if I can.
Sure.
So earlier you said, you think we're 5 years out from half the workforce. DoorDash, half of drivers that use their vehicle to deliver stuff, where that's a big, it's millions, which is just crazy, right?
Yep.
That would be
worldwide.
That would be that'd be catastrophic, right? Because we'd have to, people would be struggling, right?
Yep.
But what do you say to, because I don't think that'll happen in 5 years. I think that's too much of a percentage, right? Only because I think too many cities, towns, the infrastructure would have to change so dramatically to get some of these deliveries that are 5 floors up or in a densely populated area or office building or this or that. There's such a large percentage of orders that are, I feel like the companies, I know they're using their means and their research and development dollars to the autonomous side, but like I think it's going to be so small, only because like they also know if they go too autonomous and their infrastructure isn't right in that market, they're going to lose sales, because they're going to actually blacklist some of their consumers, because some of those consumers might not be able to get food delivered to them if it has to be done autonomously or the last minute mile thing, So I don't know if it's 50%, but this is my question. Sorry. So
yeah, sure.
earlier, when we were texting, you talked about some of the algorithm stuff, right? DoorDash is changing like the algorithm. We all kind of see that.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about that, because that's a hot topic in the gig community. A lot of content creators feel like they've cracked the code. Some people are saying you got to do this, you got to be this. I figured it out. And I think it's I'll just say this. I think it's ludicrous. Some of the things that I see, I think it's like asinine. I think it's like absolutely just, it's such a small sample size to say we figured something out. That's just my opinion. I don't care if people get mad. That's my opinion. I think it's crazy. But I obviously realized the algorithm things are changing, like that the app is changing, because DoorDash is a business and all businesses adapt and change, right? So what do you say to the algorithm talk, some of the things that you've seen? What do you think DoorDash is doing with that kind of stuff?
Well, I agree with you somewhat, but I also see what I see, because I mean, I'm a full-timer. I work 10, 12 hours a day. And I've been working 7 days a week for a long time while doing this channel and while doing my other one. It's not easy.
So let me before I don't want to just gloss over that. So you're a full timer.
Yes.
So I can see why you're worried about that. Like that's, because I think you're the type of driver that these changes would affect more so than somebody like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What they're really trying to do is actually get rid of the full timers. They're trying to X us out as best they can, because we know how to try to avoid stuff, right? But if they change the algorithms around, and it's a different pattern than you used to, then how can you make money if they're, for instance, there's a thing called quiet pausing that's been happening, and I've been beta testing it for well over a month and a half now. And I see people in my comments always saying, hey, I've been sitting here. I was sitting in front of one restaurant with 3 drivers that came in, right? And I was there for an hour before anyone was. I started at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because I do take an hour or 2 break, and then I go back out, and I usually work till midnight, because I work 7 o'clock in the morning till 2, and then the rest is till midnight.
Man, I respect your hustle, man. Like, to me, like, that is, you got to be built a certain way to work to be in your car that long. And I just could not. I've done 6 days a week, like last year, but like I at this point, like I just couldn't. I wouldn't want to do it. So I shout out. I shout out to you. I give you respect, but then also I worry. If I'm being honest, I worry about drivers like yourself that are spending that much time in their car, because you could be deactivated, you can be paused, like you're getting ready to talk about. Anything can happen, like it's just, when you're reliant so much on the apps, it's a scary place to be, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
It's true. But I think doing the full time, the full timers have a little bit better perspective, and it depends, because I guess it might be market specific. But the thing is when we're out there, we do a lot of things during a shift to test things. I mean, I've sat for hours declining to try to get it down to 0, and then to see what they would do to me, right? And then I would not get, deliveries coming through for like 2 hours. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but Uber especially, Uber is so bad with that. Like, they're just terrible. But DoorDash, you can work around. There's a workaround with them. But they want you to basically, right now in 2022, be sort of in a 50% position of acceptance. And the reason why, because if everyone declines, if you had everyone declining, then no one's taking the orders. And then the company's not making the money. The customers are pissed, and they're going to lose customers. So they put us in a constant state of fear. And they, like, if they know that we need to work, because they see the scheduling that's going on for the full timers. Like, I'm not a top dasher, but I have been beta testing top dasher in my market, and I'm about 8 points off to getting it. And the only reason I'm doing it is to see what those orders will be like. Now, UDM on his channel recently, he's back to top dash, and he showed a whole lot of order screens, and they looked pretty good, right? But the problem with Top Dasher is it's like a reverse pyramid scheme. What I mean by that is that it's designed to, get a whole bunch of people into that, doing just Top Dasher, and then they say, okay, we're just going to kind of exclude these people over here, the 69% to 0%, the tier one that what Sin City was talking about a couple of weeks ago, whatever, last week. That there's some truth to that, because I see it all day long, like being in my position. And the funny thing is today was the first day that I made $204. The most I ever made dashing in one day was 227 in my market. And I do all kinds of crazy things to try to make money. My subscribers will back that up, because I've said it in many videos. Thomas Schubeck, a big shout out to him. He's a subscriber of mine who continually posts what he makes daily. And he told me he's worked as many as 18 hours and he's only made $280. He couldn't break even 300 in 18 hours.
Let me say this to that, because obviously money's relative to your market, the demographics, the median income, how densely populated you are, how many orders you could do in your market in an hour or two. How many, you got some markets you got to drive more, some you could drive less. So there's a lot of variables there, because when I hear somebody say 18 hours and that amount of money, that's crazy to me, because if I worked 18 hours, I'm going to make at least $400 in St. Louis.
I believe you.
Because I'm lucky. I got a good market and I know where to stay away from.
Yes.
But like I think it's wild, because, I hear people talk about like caps and shadow pausing and this and that. And like, I've just never felt like I experienced it, personally. So it's hard for me to say that I think that those things are happening, because I just don't personally see it, Well,
what I'm getting to, what I'm alluding to, is the fact that because the Top Dasher program is there, right? And we do know that they will reward you at some point. Like, they'll give you 13 crappy orders, 325, 275, 425, 525, and you'll take them all. Then all of a sudden they'll give you one and it's like 825, right? With 36 items or something. You go drop it off, you get $75 tip. Of course, they're gonna, because they know if they don't give you that. Now, I don't know the algorithm, no one does. But I can guarantee you they have something in there as a reward system. But the problem is with Top Dasher is it's hurting the rest of the 85% of the regular dashers who can't do Top Dasher, or they don't want to, because they don't want to take crappy orders and they don't want to take a chance. They don't want to drive 10, 15 miles down the road to go deliver something. And it also does depend on your market, because there's people who are in cities. But I did a poll on one of my videos, or actually was in the community page. I said, where is the majority of you people? Where are you all at? And they said suburbia, they're not in the major cities. I went to Boston. I went downtown Boston. All I was getting was low balls, 225, 275. I had $1.81 come through too. It was crazy. But it's like, because what's happening is you're conditioning the customers to accept the fact that we will take no low ball tips or no tips.
You're preaching to the choir. I listen. I there's no way I would ever knowingly bring somebody food for. Well, I don't do $2 and $3 orders, because I'm just too petty.
Right.
My ego's too much. I got too much pride. I think that
I
is
don't
clown activities. Yep. You cannot make money delivering $2 and $3 orders. I think it's absurd. I think it's enabling consumers. I think it's really, really bad business practices for the company to even send me an order that is less than a gallon of gas in my market. I think it's, but there's a lot of people that do it. It's not just Top Dashers. It's just people. New people come to these apps every day. The turnover rate's crazy. Maybe they think they have to take it. We've all been new one day. When you first turn on the app, you don't know what you're doing. Nobody does, right?
No one does. But you were the first channel that I found in order to learn about how to do DoorDash at the time.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, because I learned a lot of stuff from you, Pedro.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I really did. I thought you were the best person to kind of do it, because of your personality and the things you would show, and you just built a whole lot of integral parts into that whole situation. Yeah. Like your memory, everything. Like you do it right. You do it really good. But there's other channels too that do it good.
Oh, there's a lot of really, really good channels on YouTube. there's a lot, and I've learned a lot from a lot of other people, what to do, what not to do. You know, like I love YouTube. You know that we've talked. Like I think YouTube is
Yeah,
a great source of information for
it is.
anything that you want to learn, and it's
It
free.
is.
So I'm a big advocate of YouTube. It's not because I have a channel, but I was watching before I had a channel. If I needed to learn how to change my oil in my car or change my struts, I looked at YouTube. If
Yeah.
if I wanted to learn something about his, you know, I just looked up YouTube because it was great. But anyways,
Hey,
to get back to the Top Dasher, so
sure.
are you of the opinion that DoorDash wants obviously more drivers to be Top Dasher or reach that 50% high priority that they're pilot testing? It's in my market. I reset my acceptance out. I think October 4th or 5th, I'll be at a reset. And, you know, do you think they want to do that because they want more orders to be accepted and delivered, because that's good business practice for them and their consumers? I get it. I don't blame DoorDash for that at all. But
No.
my question to you is, there's a growing trend of top dashers and they're making money and they're having good results. Like we see it on YouTube. We've seen it. We've seen some screenshots. We've had some channels saying, hey, I like this. I've never seen orders like this. So there's
Right.
obviously some truth to that, because it's not just one person, it's multiple people. But my question to you is, like, do you think the Top Dasher program is like that? Can it be like that for everybody, or is it just specific to your area and your
Well,
circumstance?
I'm glad you asked that question, because think about this. Now, theoretically, if you were to, let's say every person who's doing DoorDash just said, you know what, I'm going to become Top Dasher. What do you think would happen if that happened? I mean,
Well,
do you have any idea?
the program wouldn't exist how it currently exists, because then the orders would then it'd be reset. Everybody would be reset if
Well,
everybody was a Top Dasher. Like,
well, sort of. But what happens is that, okay, so you have a 100% dasher that's sitting in a parking lot, then you have a 99% one. Theoretically, the 100% person would get an order first, right? But let's say you had 50 drivers in an area and they're all sitting in parking lots. What ends up happening is that it's the same thing as going back to the old days with Lyft, when you used to be able to see on the screen all the drivers that were in a given area. And then I would drive away from that area to go somewhere else, because you'd be either in a queue. It's like an airport queue. If you go to the airport, same type of thing, which I believe in a first come, first serve thing. I want fairness for all drivers. I want them to end Top Dasher. I want them to end, not to end the large program. Everyone has a chance to order food. I mean, that's great, but I want other people to be able to experience that, and not just, oh, we'll give you this if you become this. It puts you in, it's like a discrimination thing in my estimation. I think it should be.
you don't see it that they are rewarding the drivers that are accepting more orders and not just sitting in their car and not working. You don't see it that way?
Well, okay, let me say this. When this gig economy started, right, all these apps, and you had rideshare and everything, a lot of people were new to it, and it wasn't a lot of drivers at the time. They were beta testing and doing all these things, and then people started coming on because they were referring people. It's always refer a friend. At some point, the saturation just becomes so great that you have supply or demand, supply outweighing demand, or vice versa. In other words, okay, there may be 50 dashers in an area and only 10 restaurants. Okay, so if the restaurants are putting out 2 per hour, you have 50 dashers, but when some of them go drive away 10, 20 miles away to drive, right? What happens then? You get too many orders, or you don't have enough of them, or you have too many drivers and not enough orders. So all of those drivers will be sitting. They'll all be sitting. And it would be the same thing as if you used Top Dasher to have everyone a Top Dasher. It's going to implode. The system will implode at some point. And people won't stick with it anymore. Some people will quit eventually because they can't, like you said earlier, we can't sustain ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think, and I think sometimes what we have to realize, and this is just my opinion, I don't have statistics to back it up. I can go based on what others have seen, and maybe this news report or what DoorDash CEO or Uber CEO says, but who knows what's true, right? Obviously, I think in this gig community of YouTube, a lot of us that drive, a big percentage of us that are watching, we do it full time. It's a big part of our income, and we come to YouTube to get information and relatability, and it's a community, and we do this full time, and it's we're ingrained in it. You know, we watch people drive, we go in live chats, like we like it because it's what we do. But I think the vast majority of drivers are very part time. They don't do it a lot. They're just doing it for some side money or whatever. It's not the most percentage of their income or their earnings. I know a lot of retired people do it. Kids do it on break from college. And you got, you do it part-time after work for 1 and 2 nights a week. So you're working like 6 hours a week versus like 60 or 70, So
I'm glad you said that, Pedro, because I want to break into this thing. And I got to watch what I say here because of the algorithms on YouTube. But the past 2 years or 3 years, I mean, we all know what went on and everything. Whatever your take on it is, that's your own take, right? But there's a lot to, if you want to know about that, come over to my other channel, Waking Up the Sheep. But with that said, what happened during that time? Everyone was locked down. Everyone, there was a lot of drivers were making a lot of money because people were getting food delivered to their house, but a lot of the drivers were sitting in the drive-through lines because the stores were closed, but you could go through Taco Bell or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then there was high-end restaurants, and they had everything shut down. But the thing was, what happened during during that and after that? People didn't want to take a certain thing in their arm, right? So what they did was they were either forced out of their job or they quit. And they said, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. And what happened? They heard, oh, you can make money with DoorDash, or you can make money with rideshare through friends. And so a whole influx of people came into this environment that normally would never do that. I see people 80 years old driving for DoorDash. I see 18-year-old kids.
I've seen people in like Mercedes-Benz cars that lost their job, and they were like, had like a nice cushy job, and they're like, I gotta make some cash, and they're driving. I've seen, you see all kinds of people, doing these apps now that we wouldn't have seen 3 years ago.
Exactly. So a saturation point has been sort of reached, but it's not even reached yet because these app companies are continually hiring new drivers all the time. And you know why? Because they know that some of us, we won't sustain and we'll just quit. So they need a whole new force to come in and do the will of DoorDash through these programs. But what ends up happening? What happened with all the promotions they did 7-8 years ago when you could make, say $1,000 in 4 days if you did this and did that? They do have it once in a while, but they took away a lot of those programs because when you have too many people driving,
you don't need the programs anymore. You don't need the reward because you have enough drivers. They built their platform to have an excess of drivers so that they can get the orders out. So I get that. That's business. Right. I mean, I don't blame them for that necessarily.
Right. I get it.
That's just how, I get it. Like you have to pay. A lot of companies pay more in the beginning or incentivize you. Even W-2s, you might get a sign-on bonus to become a W-2 employee. McDonald's gives sign-on bonus. Chick-fil-A. If you're like a over-the-road truck driver, you get like a $5,000 sign-on bonus, and you'll never see a bonus like that again, probably because they got you in to do the work, and now they know, okay, we got them in, we hooked them in. Now we're going to keep them, but we're never going to have to give them a peak pay, a challenge, a promotion because we got them in. We have them now.
Do you know that I haven't had a promotion or any of those challenges for over a year? Haven't had anything.
I get peak pays, but I haven't had anything.
I've had peak Uber. Peak pay you get. But see, the way I look at peak pay is really you getting back a little bit more of the delivery fee that the customer was being charged. Sure. That's all. That's how I look at it. But a lot of times it's disguised with a no tip, which I had the other day, and I didn't want to take it, but I took it just to see what it was, and it was no tip. $2 peak pay.
If I have a $3 peak pay, and $5.25 hits my phone going a mile, I still don't take it because I know that I'm costing myself money because I'll just wait for the next order that's going to be $8 or $9. So I don't compromise orders I take for peak pay. I know some people do because it doesn't matter to them, but that's cool. Like for me, I feel like I'm losing out on the next order that's probably going to be better, and I just don't.
Right.
I'm not playing that game. So yeah.
Well, I also wanted to talk about the punishment phase of what they're doing. I really believe that they are punishing drivers because I've seen it myself. I mean, they'll put you in a quiet pause. Like, for instance, I believe there's 3 different types of pauses. There's the one where you decline 10 orders in a row and you get paused. Then there's the next, right? Then the next one is you'll be on like one of your apps on your phone or something while you have DoorDash going, or you might be on another. You might be multi-apping with 3 apps or 2 apps. I do 2 apps. I would do Uber and DoorDash, but I have other ones. But you'd be on it, and then all of a sudden it come up. It tells you, oh, you've just been paused, and then like, wait a minute, I didn't decline anything, and it's been happening more and more. Then there's a third kind of pause where you'll decline some orders, whatever the amount is that the algorithm picks up on, and then you don't see anything coming through for a while. You're like, okay, is it busy in my area? Are they pausing me? Right? You're thinking all these crazy things, but now when you see DoorDash drivers walking in, and what I do is I get out of my car and I walk right up to them. I go, hey, are you a DoorDash driver? They're like, yep. I'm like, okay, can you, if you don't mind, I says, my name's Brian. I said, what's your acceptance rate? And they show me, one guy showed me 99%, right? Now I'm not a 99%er, and I'm sitting in front of the restaurant. Then I see 2 other people come in with large order bags and all this. Now I'm not in the large order program because I've been trying to get on for 3 months. They won't let me on. They keep giving me an excuse. I don't know what it is. I have all of the qualifications. They just won't let me on. So I think a lot of us are being punished. Not everyone, but a lot of people. And I think the regular dashers are hurting the most. The regular ones that aren't in the large order program, they're not top dashers. Hey, everyone has a choice to make. We don't have to. If we're independent contractors, we shouldn't have to take what we don't want. See, they want you to take everything. And that
goes to the whole point of we do have the choice to take what we want. We can set our acceptance rate. We clearly have control over that because we just accept, we decline. But
that's right.
Some would say, okay, well, if Brian Doordash Sucks is saying that he's not, he's being paused, he's being controlled in a way. He's these top dashers are walking in, they're incentivizing them and they're giving them priority or whatever words we want to use. Then why not be a top dasher? Why not go for it? I think you said you were. I mean, is that why you're going to test it?
No,
if there's a difference.
I never was a top dasher. I have been experimenting with it recently. About a week ago, I told my subscribers, listen, I can't do this anymore because I got to 58%. And something interesting happened, by the way. I'll tell you that in a second. This is last week. I got to 58%. And then they were sending me a whole lot of like crap orders for 275, 320. And I was like, I can't do this. And what's crazy is you could decline one, right? And you'll drop magnificently fast than when you try to bring the acceptance rate up. I mean, it's so hard to climb that mountain, right? But then it's so easy to drop down. If you decline 10, you're down into 30%, 29%. It's crazy. So recently I said, let me give it another try. Right, as of right now, I'm up to 62%. I'm 8 points away from getting 70% because I want to see what's going to happen. And I have to know what I'm talking about in my market. But you can't just do it over the course of a day. You kind of got to do it more than a month or something to find out what's really going on. Because how are you going to be a stake in the game if you don't know what the game is, right? So I said, okay, I'll try it, right? So I'm currently on that. And I know UDM is actually, I saw a video with him. And by the way, Gig Mom about a video back on August 26th. I was watching it about the 50% thing, right? And there's another guy named Doordash Revolution who did a video, and he had a guy come on, or he was playing a clip from the guy's video, and he said, any dashes who don't have at least 50% acceptance rate, you are going to be in the doghouse. Like you get the crumbs of what everyone else sees first, and you'll be lucky if you can make decent money in the shift. Then DoorDash they don't want that. They want people taking orders no matter what.
Well, it sounds like they want, and I get that, right? And I'm definitely a multi-apper. I believe in having a couple options, widen your opportunities. Don't be aligned with one app because
Absolutely.
you never know what could happen. But I
Yep.
don't know. I think I definitely think to the beginning of this topic, the algorithm, I definitely think things are changing because, like I said, any business, whether they're good or bad or shady or not, they're going to change things to benefit them, their stockholders, to make sure they're making the most money, taking care of their customers, have good satisfaction ratings. And then our pay and how we think and how we feel is at the bottom of their concern. That's most big businesses. That's just how the world works, unfortunately, right?
It's
And
true.
we as drivers have to take back the control and say, okay, you know what? Like, if I feel this way, then I either need to not work the app, or I need to figure out a better app, or what are people willing to pay me to do? That's why I talk about, I don't think this kind of work is very sustainable for 99% of people. I think about 1% of drivers, and some of them might be on YouTube and they might have channels, can go out and do this for more than 5 years. But I don't think
I agree.
I don't think most of us can do it. It should not be more than that, in my opinion. We shouldn't be relying upon these apps because they are going to change things. I think the Top Dasher program, I'll say it right now. Once we get to like springtime, you're going to see all different kinds of videos being made. Top Dasher changed. Now it's every week. I'm not making money on Top Dasher anymore. And then all the cherry picking videos will come back out. Oh, you got to be a cherry picker. Cherry picker is the way to go. And then all the content creators will start making I told you, cherry pick. That's what's going to happen. Like that's what's going to happen because it goes in waves. Right?
You're probably right. I mean, I don't doubt it. This summer was a terrible summer for me. I'll tell you that. I wanted to just give a shout out to Uber Jeep Arizona because he's a great channel. And this guy, if you want more, and he's like you, he's very motivated, but he also talks about some things. And, last week's video you did or live stream, you was talking about stealing and stuff like that. And I mean, we could get into that, but I wanted to just say what he said in one of his videos. He said that delivery rideshare is a luxury service. It isn't a public service. And us drivers, we don't do this job as charity. Now, with that said, would I give to charity? Would I help charity and think? Yeah, of course, because I love people and I would do stuff. But when it all, at the end of the day, like you say, we're out here to make money, to feed our families, pay our rent, whatever, and a lot of us are trying to make a full-time living on it now. And it's really difficult to do that. So anyways, Uber Jeep Arizona, if you're listening, shout out to you. Another thing.
He's a cool guy. He's been on, he's commented on some of my videos. I've watched his stuff. Definitely shout out to him for sure. Yeah.
Now I want to talk about quickly the item counts, right? Gig Geezer, there's another channel named Gig Geezer, Kim. He did a video, and it's funny because a month or two ago, or maybe even 3 months ago, I started doing videos or talking about it because I have a friend who knows a friend out in LA, and he said that they were beta testing. And I saw the screenshots of everything where they were going to hide the item counts. And the reason that DoorDash wanted to hide the item counts is so that now it's a level playing field, so that even the top dashes won't have to know the items that are in there, and they'll have to just say, okay, I'm going to take it based on what it says for money.
Right.
But a lot of us try to find hidden tips, right? And I learned those tricks from you.
I know how to find. I can spot a hidden tip a mile away.
So what could you do it without an item count?
It would be a lot harder, very much harder. Yes.
Right. And so Gig Geezer did a video on it, and he showed the screenshots and stuff. And then I don't know if your audience knows, but because I know. And by the way, I want to thank a lot of the audience who've come from your channel over to my channel, and thanks to you, Pedro. But I want to say that the item count thing is a real thing. It's happening, but it's being beta tested. I see them doing this nationwide at some point, because it's funny, because in a reverse way, it puts us all on an even keel, because it's like, okay, should I take this order? Should I not? And if you don't, even a top dasher who's top dasher could drop down percentage rates and goodbye top dasher, because you can't see the item counts. You know, and look, the bottom line is to get transparency. All of us want transparency. These companies should not be. How can you be an independent contractor when you can't make decisions based on what you need to make in order to make a decision to take the order?
Yeah,
this isn't kindergarten, you know.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, it's crazy.
I definitely have seen some of that item count stuff and subtotals being hidden, and I've definitely seen that stuff. And some could say it's a glitch or it's not. I don't know. I've definitely seen it and done I've commented on over the last year and a half when I've seen it. Let me ask you this question. With all this being said, right?
Yeah,
you're laying out what you feel, what you know is your reality, your experiences, what your subscribers are telling you, what you've seen, what you've beta tested in your market. You've talked about in 5 years, you think a lot of drivers won't have a job anymore because of the autonomous movements coming, and it's definitely coming. In my personal opinion, I think in some select markets we've already seen it. College campuses, big cities, little, certain towns. It's been happening for, it's happening now, right? But I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll be 50%. I don't know what percent it'll be, or maybe 5, 10. I have no idea. But
I guess we'll have to see, right, Pedro?
we'll have to see. Yeah, and I'll still have a channel 5 years from now, and we could come back on and we could chat about the state of the economy then, But I think it'll obviously be very different. I do know that because it's changed so much just when I've been in it. I've only been doing this for a little over 2 years combined. When I started, it was very part-time and it was rideshare. And a lot has changed. The way the app interface looks changes, like a lot has changed, right? It's still overall, I think it's still very easy and very much the same, but there has been things that they've added, right? Or taken away.
What do you think about, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
What do you think about the CEOs making the enormous, salaries per year? Like Tony Xu last year, he got $400 million. And how about Darakash Shah? He pays himself $20 million. You think that's right?
This might be an unpopular opinion. I don't care what a CEO makes. I could care less. As long as, now this is with a caveat. They should be treating, their workforce, whatever that means, independent or W-2, they should be treating them fairly, making sure they're making a living wage. And I think the problem is a lot of drivers aren't maybe making that are doing it full time. But I think if you ask a lot of part-timers, they're able to use these apps, make good money for what they need to do. They do it, they're able to have success with the apps. So I think if you ask those kind of drivers, and I'm one of them, I don't care how much Tony makes. I just don't. And that's just me being 100% honest. But I think if you ask a driver that has struggled, had a bad experience, I can understand looking at that price tag of his salary. It's like, damn, that's crazy. Like, it's too much of an imbalance. Like, I get that, right? But like, at the end of the day, like, we have to also realize people that run these corporations, whether they run them good or not, or professional athletes that make a stupid amount of money, like, they are making that amount of money because they're doing something you and I can't do. So if somebody's willing to pay them that amount for whatever skill they have or business acumen, like, I can't hate on that, like, I can't.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, it's crazy that they make that much. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I think a lot of his money was also in stocks. So that it wasn't his salary in cash. I think he has like stocks investments, or he has stocks in Doordash. So that's where a lot of his value is from, or his money. From what I understand, I could be wrong. But like, honestly, like, and I might get a lot of hate for this. I don't care what Tony makes. I could care less. I just I worry about what I make, my fellow drivers, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, I mean, the other thing too. Yeah, thanks. The other thing too was, you talked about being capped, right? I do believe there is a cap going on, at least in some markets, maybe not all, but certainly in my market, absolutely is going on, because I've been doing this well over almost 2 years, like, straight. And I've never made past $25 an hour. Mostly between 15 and 20. However, today it seemed like it was close to 25 an hour. And if you look at DoorDash's website, they say that you can make up to $25 an hour, right? I mean, they don't say 35 or 40, do they? But that's the hidden thing with the if you do large order program. Because I know people who are not top dashers, but they do large order program. My friend Pat, he was put into the large order program back like 3, 4, 5 years ago when they were offering it. And he happened to be at one of the DoorDash offices and they put him into it. So he's doing large order, but he's not a top dasher. He's like a 10%er. I call him a 10%er. And I used to be 10%, but now, you know, I'm not compromising what I believe in, because I want to change this with legislation in the future. And I know that you know, I don't like government either, because government is in bed with these people too. That's the problem.
Right.
But there are
some, it's like you're trading one wolf for another. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, I'm looking at a wolf, like, you know, like, and then like I want to look at another one. Which one do I want to fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard this term before, but it's called the Hegelian dialectic, and what that is problem, reaction, solution. A company or a government creates a problem, the people react to that problem, and then the people who created that problem are the solution. Yeah, no, I
to
get
that
it.
problem.
Yeah. We've seen that in the history of man, in many different forms, I think. But I want to ask you this question kind of in closing.
Sure.
So with all this being said, right, you know, the future looks bleak, and we don't, you know, there's a lot of changes in these companies. You know, what are you going to do? Do you have a plan? Like, what is your, you know what I'm saying? If you do this that much, right, you're working 7 days a week, 10 or 12 hours a day. What are you going to do? Are you actively thinking about that? Like, what is your exit strategy? Do you have one? Are you willing to share that with us?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things kind of on the table. Like, one of the things I just did recently, and I don't have it in my About page link yet because I just haven't had the time to put it in there. Like, you know, I've been busy, but I had formed a petition. I drew up a petition for the community, and the petition basically says that we as drivers don't like what's going on in the community, and we want to see it change. And if possible, we want to see the courts, the judges, make a favorable ruling for the drivers. Because, see, I'm for the little guy. I'm for like the little guy that won't speak up, but is afraid of his situation. And I need to stand in the gap. I need to be the person that stands in the gap for someone where someone else won't. And it's like a lot of people will always think, well, oh, I wish I could do something, but that guy's going to do it for me. Well, I'm kind of that guy. But But the thing is it's evolving. It has to evolve. I'm trying to do some stuff behind the scenes, and I'm going to try to get a lawyer team together and stuff like that. But you know, possibly a class action suit down the road, you know, to change the situation and really make it an even playing field for all the drivers, not just some. If we're all going to be out here in this game, even the part-timers, they deserve to make a decent, fair wage, because they're using their vehicles, they're paying for their gas, they're doing all of that. And so there's a lot coming down the road, but I can't really say it all here. You know, I have to just kind of do things.
I get it. Can you once again, plug where they can find you on YouTube? And then I think you said you had something else, a platform maybe I hadn't heard of. Can you talk about where your other channels at? Or can you talk about that?
Yes. Yep. So my channel, well, let me go back to my first channel that I started. My first channel is called Waking Up the Sheep. Okay. And that channel primarily exists because it's a Christian channel, but it's also using what's going on in the world around us according to biblical prophecy. And it's kind of intertwined. And it's kind of funny because people say, well, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in the Bible, all this stuff. Well, all you got to do is open it up and start reading it. Even if you think it's just a book of fiction or nonfiction, whatever you want to call it, the things that are in there are coming true to life. We see it. I mean, there's so much. But with that said, that channel exists to show you what I talked about earlier about the Agenda 21 and 2030 and stuff. I get into that stuff. There's a lot of videos that exist there. My DoorDash channel came subsequent to that. I mean, and exists because I'm in the fight. If I'm gonna be the guy in the fight. I got to be in the field with the grunts.
You have to.
You know?
Have to. Otherwise, you're no better than Tony, right?
Hey, right.
So you have to be in it, like 100%.
And I have to get my hands a little dirty. And sometimes I got to take orders that I don't want to take because I want to see what's on the end of that order. I've had orders where the most I ever got tipped. People ask me that. What's the highest tip you ever got? I said $71. And then I've gotten $44. I've gotten 236s, and then all $20, 10. But that's the highest ever paid with DoorDash. But there's a lot of things. Oh, so Waking Up the Sheep, you can find me on BitChute. You go to BitChute, and if you go to the search bar up top, just put in Waking Up the Sheep, and you'll find me. It's like a picture of a sheep, and there's a lot of videos there that I wish people would just go there, even out of curiosity, just to see it. Now, one thing I'll say is I kind of ended that channel, not ended it. I put a stop to making videos at the time because what I was trying to do is get my .com going with wakingupthesheep.com, but I can't do that all on my own because there's a lot of bandwidth and a lot of stuff that's a lot of money, right? So I was trying to raise money to do that. I haven't made one dime on any of my channels, and I've been doing that for 2 years. And Doordash Sucks channel I've been doing for a year now. So I don't know how it's going to go, but the Lord put it on my heart to do these things, to bring awareness, to show people what's out there. Whether you believe what I'm telling you, that's up to you to decide.
It's all personal. Yeah, we could have information and opinion. We could have facts.
Exactly.
We could have case study. People are gonna gravitate towards what they feel is good for them at the moment. So yeah, I think that's all good. We have to have, another cool thing that I'm trying to do on this channel is bring people on that are different than me, that have a different perspective, have a different view, have a different passion about something, because I don't know everything, and I like to learn from people that have a different opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I've definitely gotten some stuff tonight, and definitely feel. How do you spell BitChute? How do you BIT?
Oh, it's BITCHUTE. And by the way, BitChute is BitChute.com, but it's basically an alternative site because of all the censorship that's gone on here on YouTube. A lot of people gravitated that had channels on YouTube. They gravitated to those. That you have Bridion. I'm not on Bridion or any of these other. I'm only on BitChute for the other channel, Waking Up the Sheep. But you have Bridion. You have DLive. I was even on Twitch for a little bit too. And so I've been around. I have 4,400 subscribers on that channel, and
nice.
That I really put my heart and soul into it. Like that's a channel that
that's your passion. You're passionate about.
Yes,
I can see it. I feel it. I totally get that, and I understand how certain social medias that we use definitely try to restrain things, and you know what I mean? Like it's very with the ad dollars and the big business of the companies, like they just want certain things not to even be talked about or said. It's crazy. But the cool thing is there are places where you can do that stuff, right?
Exactly.
So that's still like, you're silenced on one, but then you go somewhere else and you can still not be silenced, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and the great thing is I can talk openly that channel. Like I could say, like if you listen to the videos, that I'm just totally talking openly and talk about things you can't talk about here.
Yeah, no, I get it 100%. Hey, Brian, I appreciate you coming on and having this conversation, man. Definitely, I'd love to have you back on at some point, in the future. I think there's definitely more that we could dive into. I think DoorDash is going to be doing more along with Uber and Instacart. Like I want to remind everyone, and I know most of the people know this, but we talk, like I said in the beginning of the stream, we talk about DoorDash. Brian's channel is Doordash Sucks. That's the biggest app. Everybody knows it. But these other companies, you referenced Uber, the Uber files, Instacart last year does shady stuff. They dropped they started doing stacks, and they were paying drivers $7 to do 3 shopping pays. Like, each of these companies do weird things, like I've heard things with Lyft, and DoorDash just seems to be the one that we focus on because it's the app that most drivers have. It's the easiest app to get on. So there's most people that do the gig economy, the biggest percentage of them drive for DoorDash because it's just so accessible and consumers order from it. So it's just we see it everywhere. It's in the marketing, it's in the news, it's in TV ads, the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, that's why we talk about it, but they're not the only one. These other companies aren't exempt to.
I wanted to add just one other thing is that my channel also covers some other apps too, like, because occasionally because I have Point of Pickup. I do some videos on that. That's another app. That's actually a pretty good app, but I my investigations led me to believe that I think that there's some shenanigans going on there as well, like stealing and stuff. But all in all, it's a decent app. Then you have Shipped and Instacart. I have done Instacart. By the way, when I did Instacart during the the pandemic, I call it, the orders that you normally were taking for like $25, $35, I was getting $75 and $100 on some of those orders.
Then,
I was getting big money. They totally changed in the past year and a half. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. Brian, hey, I appreciate you coming on tonight, man. If
you're welcome.
If you need something, definitely reach out. I'll definitely connect with you at some point and have it back on as things transpire in this economy. And guys, go check them out. And you might like what you see, you might not, but at the end of the day, go check them out. I think you can definitely learn something either way. So
thank you so much, Pedro, for everything. And I'll definitely see you in the future.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
God bless you too.
All right, man. Thanks. All right. So what do you say? A lot of comments going on there. I saw in the live chat. Okay. Different conversation than you're going to see here. I could have had him. We could have been talking probably for the next 5 hours. Right. I think some of you guys got some things from that. Maybe some of you didn't. Maybe some of you liked it. Maybe some of you didn't. But I think there's some things. So there's some stuff to what he's saying. And there's definitely some core things that me and him definitely don't agree on. I don't think there's a cap. I think you make your own cap based on how you move. And it also what kind of market you're in, but I definitely think there's just some control thing with DoorDash, and they're changing things, and you will be manipulated if you allow them to do that. I do believe that. And we have to also remember, for most of us, these apps are not sustainable long-term goals. DoorDash knows that, and they don't want it to be sustainable. They want to have a high turnover rate because it serves them good. So, all right, man. I'm going to stay in the chat with you guys. The Streamyard link will be open because I do want to bring some people in. I think I pinned it. So if nobody wants to come in, that's cool. We do have 2 giveaways to do still. Please consider hitting the thumbs up button. I don't think you're going to get that kind of content on most other gig channels, right? I do think it was an interesting type of conversation. So consider hitting the thumbs up. I do have the Streamyard link is pinned right now. So if anybody wants to come in and have an opinion about the conversation that me and Doordash Sucks just had, if there are questions that maybe you wanted to ask him that I didn't ask, come on to StreamYard. Let's talk about it. StreamYard is open for everybody. But before we do that, we're going to do our next giveaway in the next couple of minutes. I'm going to stay in the live chat though and read some comments. Let's see. I see some people hopping in, so I'll get you guys in a moment. Cliff Dog, what up? Dash and Grandpa, Island Time. I see Mad Mapper. John Hill, what up? I think that somebody said the Chiefs won. That's pretty good, I guess, right? Bruce, Hakeem, see all you guys. Eric, what up, man? How are you? Rico Dash, what up? Savvy Shopper, Holly, what up? How are you? Let's see. We got Jersey Man in the house. Leonard, what up? Jessica, what up? Music City Gig. All right. So what do you guys think about that? The StreamYard link's open. We got 2 people waiting now. If we get a couple more people in, I'll bring everybody in at the same time. We can have a conversation about what you thought about some of the things that he said. Have you experienced any of these things? Are these things new to you? Are they not? So let's talk about some of that. And before I bring people on, we're going to do the next giveaway. So for everybody that's just coming in, we gave away $100 earlier to a Girls Be Gaming 2. And I commented on a comment that on a post that she put up. So I will definitely be waiting to hear from her, but we're going to do a live giveaway right now. $100. Thank you for 30K subs. This is my way of giving back to you guys. We're going to do a live giveaway to people that are in the chat right now. You don't have to put in any particular type of emoji or anything in the chat. I'm going to, at random, pick somebody. I'll show you guys, for those of you that have been here for a while, you know how I do it. I just pick somebody. I show it to you on the screen and boom. And then I'm going to put a number up. You're going to text me and that's how we do it. So I'm going to put this number up here. When I pick your name, you're going to text me. And then I will text you something, and you got to put that word in the chat, and that's how I'll verify that you're the same person. So let me go ahead and put up this number here. This is the hold on, let me see. There's the business line. When I select your name, you're going to want to text that number, okay? And if you're watching this on a replay, this was a live, so you're not don't that number won't be working later on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pick somebody. We got 350 people in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Consider hitting the thumbs up. We're going to give away $100 right now. What's up, Mr. J? What up? What up? All right. You guys ready? Interesting. What up, Krista? All right. So you guys see I got the live stream up here. I'm on my channel. This is how I pin it. This is how I communicate with you guys. So somebody just texted me. Oh, I love YouTube, man. The internet is a wild place, isn't it? All right. So you see how I'm just going to go. I'm going to scroll up and down. I can't see, guys. It's too small for me to see. So I'm just going to keep scrolling. So put comments in, guys. Put some comments in right now in the live chat. I'm going to pick a name. Somebody's about to get $100. Okay, let's see. What does that say? Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, Mr. J. Can you see it? There you go. Mr. J. Cash. The comment says cash. Cash. Mr. J. Are you here? You need to text that number right now. Let me find Mr. J on here. I'm going to, let's see. So let's do that. Okay. Mr. J, I see you have a Mr. It's like a teal color. I just moderated you. So Mr. J, congratulations. You just won $100. I need you to text me right now, please. Taquim, what up? Taquim Hilton. Mr. Hilton was one of our winners, about a year ago, I'd say? First live I've been to. What up, Selena? How are you? Dasher Poppy, what up? Mr. J, where you at? I see you right there. Here I am. Okay, so go ahead and text that number right now, and I'm going to text you back with one word, and you're going to put that one word in the live chat, and then we'll continue on with the show. So Frosty Fox, it says your device not connected, so I see you there. I see Space Invader, and I see the Matrix. I'll bring you guys in a moment. But Frosty Fox, if you're backstage, it looks like your device is not connected. And Driven for Diner, I see you there. Hold on. So Mr. J, I'm waiting on a text from him. Yeah, we're going to do one more giveaway tonight before the night's over, guys. So hang tight with me, all right? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Thank you, Michelle. I got your text. Okay, waiting on Mr. J to text me. Mr. J, you got 1 minute, my friend. You won, but I need you to text that number so we can give you your money. Hold up. Mr. J says... It says one more time for moderation, please. I don't know what that means, but waiting on Mr. J. Mr. J. Text in or I will pick somebody else. I'm trying to give you some gas money. All right, I see Glenn. Hello. Yes, Michelle, thank you. All right, let's see. Waiting on Mr. J. Am I going to pick somebody else, guys? Did I miss a comment? Did he want me to pick somebody else? What up, Cheryl? What up, Cece? What up, Jonas? Driven Mom? What up? Would love that cash. Okay, Mr. J. Well, you got to text me. If you don't have a phone, you got about 30 seconds. If you can't text me, then, hey, it is what it is. I have to pick somebody else. Looks like we're going to pick somebody else. I haven't heard from Mr. J. The phone number's been up. If you pick a Canadian, could you hold on? Am I? I don't know which comments are up to date and which ones aren't. It's hard to tell. Oh, this is behind it. No, it's live. Okay. Who is it going to be, Mr. J? You are the winner. Yes, Mr. J, where you at? Text the line. The number's right there. I'm about ready to pick another winner. I haven't gotten a text. I got a hey, but that was before I picked Mr. J, so that can't be him. Let me see. Mr. J said no thanks. Okay, did he? Okay. Then I'm going to pick somebody else. You guys ready? Let's do it again. I like doing these giveaways. It's just it's a little different. You know, it's a little different. He's here. Okay, yeah. Oh, Mr. J here. Okay, hold on. Now I'm confused. Hold on. Mr. J here. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to see. Let me pick a word. Okay, here we go. Okay, Mr. J, I just gave you a word to type in. I'm going to be anxiously waiting for you to type that in the chat, and I'll see that it's from your avatar and your account, and we'll send you $100. Let's see. I see the Driven Dad. I see a lot of people. Frosty, Jet. Okay, I'm going to bring all you guys in. Just wait one moment. I'm just going to get with Mr. J here, and let's see. I'm just going to wait on him to type in this word. It's the word of the day. It's the phrase that pays. Oh, wow. This chat's going crazy now. Oh, Lord. Hold up. Okay, Mr. J, you got my text, right? Boom. Okay. It's verified. Mr. J typed in the word Chicago. So now, Mr. J, you have that number. All you need to do is send me Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App information. I'll send you that stuff later on today. Congratulations. Or later on tonight. Congratulations, Mr. J. I hope we can do something nice with that $100. And we'll do one more giveaway before the show concludes, guys. Now, let's go ahead and talk about that conversation that we had. So let's talk about that conversation that we had. Congratulations, Mr. J. So we have some people we want to bring in. Make sure you have your YouTube turned off so that there's no background noise. Make sure that you have headsets if you need them or not, and make sure you're ready because I'm going to bring in 1, 2. There's one person, Frosty Fox. It says your device is not connected, so I cannot bring you in. But we have the Matrix, Space Invader. I see Tony the Driven Dad. I see Driven for Dinner. I see Jesse, and I see. That's what I see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Let's go. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh, Frosty Fox. So if you go to the top, there's a pinned comment in the chat. You're going to click that link and you should be able to get in from there. But you have to make sure your device is connected and, if you have a microphone or not, or there's a few things you have to do. But just follow that link and it'll get you there. All right, let's bring in some peeps here. So we have the Matrix. How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro?
All right, we got Space Invader. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We have Driven for Dinner. Can you hear us?
I can. Hi.
All right, good to see you again. We have Tony, the Driven Dad. Tony, are you there?
What's up?
All right. And then we have Jesse. Can you hear us?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. And I think we have, and okay, that's all we have. Now, did you guys, I'll start with Matrix. We'll go Space Invader, Driven, the Driven Dad, and Jesse will kind of go in that order. So did you guys catch all that conversation? The Matrix, I'll start with you. And what do you think about it?
Yeah, I did. It was an interesting conversation. There were some political leanings I felt leaked in there during the course.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a sheep channel and, what about all that? Whatever. But, he had some good insight. He's not a top dasher. The one thing I wanted to talk about, Pedro, if you didn't mind, with this priority program, you talked a little bit about it on a couple of videos that you posted. I was in that priority program. If you guys haven't seen that, maybe it's not in your market yet. You get these orders that kind of have a blue diamond on the order and said, hey, this is a high paying order, or it's a plus order. It's going to pay $750 plus. And I got a little bit of that for about a week when I was doing Top Dasher because I was above 50%. So I was in that program. But I just kind of learned, man, Pedro, that it's a bit of a, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a trick or technique by DoorDash just to see if they'll get more acceptance on those because.
Well, yeah, that goes to what DoorDash Sucks was kind of saying. Like these apps will And the same can be said. Some people think the same is said for Top Dasher. Like they just want. We have to understand that DoorDash wants more orders delivered, and they want it delivered timely because sometimes they don't feel like they're getting that right. And if my acceptance rate right now, I think is like 20% or something like that, like they don't like me as a driver because I'm being really selective, and they want me to take more. And I think it is a way for drivers to get to 50% and make it feel like I'm seeing better orders. And maybe we might not. I don't know. But I definitely think it's a tactic.
But here's what I saw, Pedro. I did 150 orders in the last like 7 days. And what I noticed is that on all these plus orders, they did go up, of course. But I think that's just DoorDash saying, this is a hidden tip. They're saying the quiet part out loud. This is a hidden tip. You know it's a hidden tip. So what I also noticed is if I got a regular order of like 650, 750, 850 that didn't say, hey, this is a plus order, none of those orders, and I'm telling you, Pedro, 150 orders, not one of those orders had a hidden tip. So what I'm thinking is in the priority program, they're just telling drivers and rewarding them for their 50% or higher acceptance rate, hey, this is a hidden tip. We've all known about these hidden tips for years, but now DoorDash is saying out loud, hey, this is a hidden tip. The other orders that I get that don't have that on it, that are 650s, like I just said, they don't go up at all. So it was a really interesting study. It was 150 orders in a row that I did. Not a single order that I did that wasn't a plus order went up. Not one. And all the plus orders obviously went up. But I think it's just DoorDash's way of just telling, their more prioritized drivers, hey, wink, wink, elbow, elbow, there's a hidden tip in this, which we've all kind of known for a while. So it was just an interesting study that
I could see that. Space Invader. What do you think about the conversation I had with Doordash Sucks? Were you in here for that?
Yeah, I've talked to that guy before. Well, I shot him an email, but I shot as his perspective as like a Domino's driver. Because like most of us Domino's drivers, we're forced to put a sign on our card because like they pay us extra for having it on, and it kind of shows you that if you advertise, you get more orders back. Because it's like you get like a 3% return on how many eyeballs you catch out on the road. Now, a lot of these other drivers don't get that perspective because a lot of them just jump on and they're like, I just need a job. But now with this whole thing that they're doing, they're basically going, oh, okay, this is more than $2 a mile. Now it's high pay. So somebody programmed some bullshit in there in an extra graphic to make everybody feel better about themselves.
Interesting.
And I'm studying this as a test engineer. Like I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're just making it easier for the noobs to look at it and go, okay, I'll jump on that real quick because it says it's a high priority, like high paying order.
Well, sure. And I think what we also have to realize is a lot of new people come to DoorDash every day, so they don't know any better. Not what's
high and what's not.
Exactly. So they're looking at like a diamond icon, high paying, $2 a mile. Oh, I like $2 a mile. I think I heard that somewhere in a Reddit or a Facebook or a YouTube post. Or that makes sense.
They're doing what Postmates was doing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I think a lot of new people come to these apps and they're definitely taking advantage of that and not. It's tricky, but and that's why I try to tell people like do what works for you, but like know your worth. Like you can't. And to me, in DoorDash's own words, if it's $5.25 going 2 miles, that's a high paying order, and to me that's not high paying.
In my market, $25 an hour doesn't mean shit.
Sure,
it's $1,500 a month just to have a freaking studio where I live.
Yeah, I hear that. Driven for dinner. What do you say to that about that conversation? What did you watch some of that? What do you got going on in your thoughts here?
Well, I watched all of it. I mean, I think my biggest frustration was the ironic sense of entitlement that came with it. Like we should all get this, but I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you work a W-2 and you put in extra work and there's promotions available, you kind of expect to get that promotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're saying that. So you're saying if I work a W-2 and I put forth more effort than my counterpart, that's the same as DoorDash rewarding the top dashers, right?
Right. I mean, it's like, you can sit there and you can go to your job and everybody has like the same criteria within their job description, but you're the person that'll actually go clean out the trash bags at the end of the day. And these other people won't because they're like, well, that's the trash. That's not part of my job. I don't have to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like saying it should all be equal. Like, I get it. But like, I mean, we talked about it. I don't remember what it was, but we talked, the Saturday Night Live last week. And like, I had to get Top Dasher, and I got really lucky because I got my reset button on the 28th. So like my stuff went back to 100% on the 28th. So I didn't even have to do like a whole week.
Interesting.
But I've seen it. Like I still get some really, really awful stuff, but those diamonds, like I had an order today. It was $40, 2 miles for 20 bags of ice. Like it took me 16 minutes, like because Starbucks ran out of ice.
So they ordered it. Starbucks.
Yeah. And they tipped $30, and DoorDash paid me $10.75.
That's pretty cool. I'd be all over that. I'll carry some ice. I don't care. Like, yeah.
I've been doing Uber. Like I said, I've only been in this for 9 months, and I've only been doing DoorDash for like 6 weeks, but I've never seen anything bigger than like $16. So to have a $40 payout come on my screen, for 2 miles. And then I was like, I texted the customer, was like, hey, just let you know, like I'm at the store, just be available if I might need substitutions. And he's like, really? And then I opened it and I was like, so maybe not. It's just ice. Like,
that's kind of funny.
So I felt stupid when I got to Starbucks. I told him, I was like, you didn't have to tip me. I had taken free coffee, but
yeah.
So
no, take that tip. No. They're tipped employees. Usually when I deliver to like another restaurant, like the tip's usually good because they understand, you know.
It was incredible. But yeah, the point is that like I thought there was a lot of entitlement in it. Like, that's kind of, I mean, I understand some of the stuff he's saying. I agree with you. There's no cap. I mean, it's just been proven. I hit my first $100 day. Like I was joking with you last time saying I don't get $100 3-hour shifts. I got a $102 3-hour shift today. Yeah. And so, I mean, that $40 ice helped.
but it doesn't matter. That was the order you took. So it counts. It can't, you know what I'm saying?
And it's just been like, it's been clutch stacked. Like I had, and the hidden tips, we talked about it before, like the hidden tips are nuts. It's just been crazy. Cause like, I don't know. I put in a lot of work and took a lot of crap and didn't spit in anybody's food for those 3 days to get those diamonds with those higher payouts.
Yeah, don't spit in anybody's food.
No, I seriously did not care how I set that pizza down, but like I was like, I'll take the negative rating. I put that pizza down.
And I think it's I'm gonna get to Tony next, and then we'll go back around, get to Jesse, and go back to Matrix. And if there's something important, you guys can chime in. But I'll just say this: I think it's very funny when I see videos, or if I see a comment from somebody, or it's in a Reddit, or somebody sends me something. It's like, I've seen TikToks where a driver takes a $3 order and they're getting mad at the customer, and then they're like slamming the food down and taking this or I'm like, you took the order for $3. You should be mad at yourself.
I was so mad at myself, so insanely mad at myself.
You see what I'm saying, right? Like
but I had to do it. Like for those 3 days, I had to do it. It sucked. It was only a mile and a half, so I was like $3.75 a mile and a half. But I was like, at least they gave me $1.
No, it's something. Tony, the Driven Dad, what are your thoughts on the conversation we had with Brian from Doordash Sucks?
I don't want to get into my opinions on that.
Fair enough.
But but I will say that I don't think he was intending to be entitled. But I agree. I've been saying this. I know Roy's been saying this too, as far as his campaign to abolish the large order program.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I just got on the large order program, but it's still my opinion that DoorDash and these apps, they're deceptive in their language on the paperwork that you have to sign off on in order to be on these apps. And that they say that we determine our price, and that's how they hinge our independent contractor status. we determine our price by accepting or declining orders that come to our phone. Now, if not everybody has the same access to all of the order types, then how can they justify putting that language in the contract without it being a lie?
I don't know. I think, so are you saying that are you of the mindset that we should get rid of the programs that we have on the apps, and it should be, because if they're telling us we're independent and we have control of what we can take, it should just be everybody should see whatever we see, and it shouldn't be this kind of like tier thing. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I believe so. Now, your ratings will, as far as how the customer feels about you, should be the only, and I guess I would say that maybe the completion rating, even though on Uber I definitely exploit that, but I don't take advantage of the customer by exploiting that. I take advantage of the app. The customer doesn't wait any longer from me exploiting that, just to be clear.
No, I get that.
But like, I can understand if there's some sort of system for, like, example, 80% completion rate. Like, if you accept something, your fulfillment could affect your stats as far as the company goes, and then how the customers feel about you. Those should be the only things that matter. The acceptance rate allegedly doesn't matter, but it does.
Yeah, they say it doesn't, but I feel like the growing trend and what DoorDash is doing is they're making it matter, or at least they're telling us it matters by saying, like the Matrix said, 50% diamond, you're going to get high paying orders. They're making it seem like it matters, at least. Even let's just say it doesn't. DoorDash is saying two different things. I think this is kind of Tony's point. They're saying we're independent, you can take what you want, but then they're also saying, well, if you want to make more money, then you have to take more orders, which is kind of like a contradicting statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody must have clicked another tab open because I'm hearing some echo.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't want to get off on a whole tangent on that, but that's just my opinion on the entitlement thing. And then, Pedro, if you don't mind me asking a question for my wife regarding the GigCon.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me do you have a minute to hang out, or do you need to ask that question right now?
Let me just get this out, and then I'll let you get through the panels of people, because I don't want to take up a whole lot of time. I'm on your lives a lot. So
sounds good. Go ahead. What's the question?
All right. So I know that there's going to be a women's panel on the GigCon. And if there's any women, whether they're content creators or not, that want to potentially be part of that panel, if you could email her at thedrivenmom@icloud.com. She's looking for some people that are wanting to be on this panel. She can do like a little bit of an interview with you, however you guys work that out, but to see if it's something that'll work for the GigCon as well as for you.
I love that. I'm just typing in. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Hold on one second. So for those of you that don't know, what Tony is talking about is, let me put it up here. thedrivenmom@icloud.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
So we're hosting me, Hannibal's Hungry, Steve from Rideshare Rodeo, and a partner of mine named Jaywalk. His name is Sam. We're doing a virtual con on October 22nd. It's going to be a live stream event, and we'll have many awesome segments for you guys. It'll be interactive, entertaining, informative. We're going to have restaurants on, so you guys could ask questions of them, and some tax stuff and all kinds of stuff, safety stuff. Anyways, there's going to be a segment that's going to be women in the gig economy. And the Driven Mom has been doing some lives. I think she has their second or third one coming up, where women are talking about their experiences and what their perspective in the gig economy. So if you guys want to email the Driven Mom at thedrivenmom@icloud.com, she's going to be doing this panel on that particular live show that we're going to do on October 22nd. So I'm really looking forward to that too. I appreciate you bringing that up, Tony.
Yeah. And then lastly, I just want to close out with this. Today's my first day not being a top dasher, because yesterday is not the last day. I guess yesterday is the last day of the month for when you qualify, because they give it to you on the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like what was discussed in your with your previous guest, Doordash Sucks, I think is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that if you're not a top dasher, that you will get punished for declining things, because all night long my app now has been getting glitched. Like if I let something time out, it'll like just freeze my app, and then I'll be paused, and then I have to force close it. I can't just like swipe it closed. I have to force stop the app, and
that's crazy.
It's just it wasn't happened to me even if I let things time out last month. Just as I don't know if it's just a glitch going on this weekend or if it's a coincidence, but it's just my observation on my first day back as not a top dasher.
Interesting. Sorry that happened, man. And it's hard to say sometimes if it is a coincidence, is it not? But then you feel a certain way because, well, what the fact is, this is my experience from last month to this month, and you feel that, and it's reality, right? That's your reality, so it's tough, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of relevant to some of the points he was making as far as how the companies try to punish you with ghost pauses and stuff. So
and I think there's not. I think there was some relevancy to some of that what he was saying, because I think if so many people have a similar experience, it's not a coincidence, right? So I think there's something
for
there.
Sure.
Jesse,
right, well, you have a good night. Peace.
You too, man. Jesse, what do you think about the conversation we had? What we're talking about tonight? What are your thoughts?
Hey, I was kind of in and out a little bit. I had it like up on my second monitor. He was very opinionated. I feel like he was kind of bringing in some stuff that maybe didn't pertain too much to door dashing, but I'm kind of new. I started door dashing in September of this year, and I started mainlining your videos and watching them. And the first 3 weeks were like great, amazing. Like I was like addicted. Like I was like I got off work because I got like my normal job, and I'd go out and DoorDash because I was loving it. And then I don't know if it just happened to coincide with this new program of the 50% coming out, or maybe.
So that's in your market right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm in Denver, so it's that just came out. They offered me the 50% to reset my acceptance rate. I haven't accepted it, but I don't know if it's just a weird coincidence of it being after like my 100 dashes, my first 100 dashes, because I'm about at 150. But this last week has been like terrible. Like I'll go out and dash for like 2 hours and just get awful orders, awful miles, awful orders, and I end up like just saying, I'm just gonna go home. It's not worth my time.
Right.
And funnily enough, I had kind of heard a little bit or seen a little bit about that offering drivers like that guaranteed
earnings.
Yeah, like hourly earnings.
Hourly, yeah, you get to choose your option.
Yeah, I think funnily enough, I think that would not be a bad middle ground, because you have the people who want that guaranteed money and who will take all those like $3-4 orders that. Because I'm just sitting there, I'm at like a 20% acceptance. I'm sitting there declining them all day. You got people who are going to do that and just kind of mosey around, and I think it'll allow other people to sit there and take the orders that they think are worth their time.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. I think for some drivers it could work, and plus you get that. Plus if there's tips, and like and for some people you might get to a Chipotle and you don't mind waiting. Right. And you're like, well, I'm getting paid. I'm just I'll wait. No big deal. I know I'm going to make this guaranteed amount per hour. I think some people definitely have that mindset and they're okay with it, and in some markets that might work. I don't know. The Matrix.
Sorry.
No, they're fine. The Matrix. What do you say about that? What do you know about the two options of earn by order or earn by hour? What do you think about that?
Well, the first one I saw in my market was $14 an hour. Which I thought, damn, I mean, that's not really that bad. If it was $14 an hour base per hour, and let's say I took 3 trips per hour and my average customer tip was even $4. So that'd be $12 plus 14, $26 an hour. Not bad, right? I mean, they kind of a little bit of a protection, but then I thought, no, I'm not. I don't think I'd ever do that. I usually average about $30 per hour, just if I go off on my own. So I don't see it for me, but I see it for a lot of other people that are like, $14 base or, different markets, $12 base, and you get to keep the customer tips. The only caveat I saw in that is that DoorDash said if you decline 2 orders in a row, they'd end your dash.
Right,
that's a big deal.
Which is crazy. So think about that. So they're basically telling you, hey, we'll give you this $14 an hour, but you can't decline more than 2. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So think about it.
You think you're going to feed the 250 orders down their throat? I mean, that is going to get all those. So
exactly. And some drivers would be like, well, hey, I just made $14 this hour, and I did these 2 Chipotle runs, and maybe I drove 10 miles, maybe I drove 3, who knows, but I made $14. And in some situations the mileage might be fine. It's like, it's whatever, I made $14, or I made $20, I drove 3 miles, it works. In some situations you might be driving more, you might be spending more time, plus it's prorated. So if you only spend 20 minutes on an order, which is the average, because most of us can do 3 an hour, you're not making the 14, you're making 14 divided by 3 for that order. Right. So
have you seen anything about a top dasher accepting that program, because they can dash now? So if you decline 2 in a row, they end your dash, and then you just click dash now, and then start again. Right. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah. What do you say, Space Invader, about that? Have you seen that? What are your thoughts on the 2 options to make money?
Well, my argument is if you out advertise your market, then you can't really. You don't really have to dodge. You can basically dodge the whole 14 an hour process, because you can generate as many orders as you want. Like, well, watch one more time. I'm gonna show you the sign. Ready?
Oh.
See that bad boy?
What? I can't see it now. Hold on. Let me hold on. I can't. What's it say?
It says DoorDash, buddy.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's a big old freaking LED sign on top of my car.
So where did you? Okay, hold on. I gotta ask questions. Now I got questions. Okay, where did you get that? Where'd you get that?
All right, about 4 years ago in my market, you were only able to see like $5 orders like once every hour, and I had to decide if I was going to do this or die. I had to go and be a Domino's driver again and put a different sign on my car. So I did the research, and I started putting magnets on my car, making my shit look like it was some kind of old cabbie or whatever. But this sign right here could be seen from like 300 feet away.
So can I ask you a question? Some would say that they're, depending on your market, your crime and all that. Some would say that you're putting like a target on your back, because they're like, oh, this guy's doing DoorDash.
Oh, definitely. I put a target right on my forehead. But the thing is it's my own like private protest. Like, I'm protesting by forcing thousands of orders into the system and fucking up their servers.
I see. So you're doing like the reverse.
I'm basically flooding their system until they have to force more drivers into the system. And then when I leave and all those drivers are going, oh shoot, where did all those orders go? No, I'm the one out there doing all the legwork for everybody.
Yeah, no, it's so. So how much did that sign cost you?
It was $150, but if you go to Domino's and get their Domino, it's $150 as well.
Really? So hold on.
Yeah, you can write that off on your taxes. Like at the end of the year, you could take that receipt and write it off on your taxes if you want to.
Yeah.
Another thing is it also you turn your car into a commercial vehicle, so you can write off your interest rate on a brand new car. And you can write off your insurance on your vehicle because you're turning your car into a commercial vehicle.
That's interesting. I would listen. I would never. Never's a hard word. It'd be extremely unlikely for me to put something like that on my car. I'm going to be an incognito.
No, I've heard it from every Domino's driver. They tell you, oh, it's going to scratch the top of my car, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, you can buff it out with some wax. It's not a big deal. But if you are really invested, and this is the only hustle you can get, because none of the other apps will accept me. I've already driven enough grooves around my area that everybody knows who I am. The moment I apply for another app, they're just like, nope, We know who you are.
Well, of course they know who you are. You're driving around with a.
No, I'm shutting down all the other delivery apps by what I'm doing.
It's interesting. What market are you in?
I'm in the IE. Like, I'm in the capital of all the fast food joints. Like, all the fast food that's been marketed around the world come from where I'm at, including McDonald's.
I don't know.
McDonald's is number one.
You said you're in the IE. So you're
yeah, it's the Inland Empire. It's basically like where everybody went when they were going to they were chasing the gold rush. This is the last stop.
Okay, got it. I know where you're at. Got it. Okay. So the driven for dinner. Would you put a sign on your car?
No.
Why not?
People are scared.
Yeah.
They don't want that attention.
I don't feel like that's. We just talked about having a panel of females. I feel like I identify as the incorrect gender to pursue that tactic there.
Okay.
We have females at Domino's that did it too. You just got to take it down before you go home.
I'm not worried about when I'm at home. I'm worried about when I'm in my vehicle with my most expensive possession. That's what I'm worried about. So no, I would not put a giant flashing light. I mean, it's just that the town I live in has a bunch of idiots. Like, so they would think I have money when I don't because everything's on my phone.
Right.
I'm in an area of like 5 million, so I could get lost pretty easy.
My town has 143,000, and the education system sucks.
Wow. So Space Invader, would you drive around with a flashing DoorDash symbol on your car?
I already did it.
No. I mean, I'm talking about Jesse. So sorry, wrong name. Jesse. Jesse, would you drive around with the sign that the Space Invader has?
If I got some sort of incentive, one, and two, if DoorDash paid for it.
Okay.
That's like the thing with the pizza orders too. But
if you see 20 orders in 5 minutes cross your phone, isn't that worth it?
If it is the sign giving you more orders?
It's forcing more people to see what I'm doing, and they're ordering more on the platform.
It's a billboard.
Oh,
it's a giant billboard.
It's a mobile billboard, and there's actually in big cities, New York.
So basically, like when I take a run, I'm advertising all the way up to the customer, and then like whoever saw me in between is ordering.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind that while I'm doing it.
Oh man, well you can get one for $150. You got to connect.
If DoorDash sent it to me, I might.
No, you get it on carscience.com. It comes out of Florida.
Well, I'm not paying for it.
No, it's a tax write-off. You get your money back. 100%.
Yeah, listen. What the Matrix? What do you think about this?
Hell no.
Why not?
Look like I mean, come on, bro. Hell no.
Are you saying that the Space Invader looks like a clown when he's driving around?
Yes.
I don't mind being a clown.
I don't think he minds. Yeah, I don't think he minds.
That's all good. All good.
I'm a professional mocker.
Hell no for me. All good. Props to you. Salute to you, brother.
I'm military. I'm used to carrying a flag and marching around with a group.
No, I think it's interesting. I think, because I remember even, oh man, this was probably a year ago. I made a video like how to be safe as a driver. And like, there's like, I don't recommend people having identifying things on your car because maybe there's a target, and if people are like, oh, okay, he's this, he's that. And even now taxi companies are a lot more incognito with some of their cars. And if you're an Uber rider, some of them have signs, some don't. I don't have a sign, never had, probably never will. But I definitely think it's interesting because if you're in a marketplace that's really busy and it's densely populated, a lot of eyes, a lot of foot traffic, and I think of St. Louis, like South Grand, like if you have that. What's that?
Here's some other perks. Like anywhere in a city where there's a loading zone, you can park there, nobody will bother you. You can park in the middle of the damn street, and everybody just looks at you like you're a giant pylon.
Yeah.
Plus, people avoid you. Like they don't honk at you, they don't cut you off. They treat you like they give you a little bit more respect. Plus, like if you go up to a gate, they open the gate immediately because they already know what you're there for. Like you're already showing your intent for why you're there. So like there's a lot of perks to having it that you can get away with that normal drivers can't.
Yeah,
you can also just put on your flashers.
No, but I mean, like while you're delivering the food, people are driving by or like downloading the app on their phone.
No, they're not. It's not advertising.
Yeah, it is.
So hold on. Space Invader. Hold on. So you're saying that how many people a day do you think are seeing you drive and like, oh, DoorDash, I got to download the app? How many times do you think that happens?
How many passengers are in the car that are doing that too?
What do you mean?
Even the guys that are ride sharing with you when I'm driving by, probably a couple thousand.
No
a day.
way. No way. No way. A couple thousand people are downloading the app because they see your sign on the car?
Right. I'm in a town of like 5 million people.
A couple thousand? No way.
He's like a taxi with that big fat sign above his.
I think he's exaggerating with his sign, but there is a reason that billboards are still a thing because
I
little
agree with
weird advertising like that works, and I think maybe that'll get 1 or 2 people. But
so if Walmart pulled all their signs and just like took them all down, do you think Walmart would still be in business?
Say it again.
If every storefront just removed all their signs from their storefronts, you think they would generate business?
Walmart would. That's a bad example because Walmart's the exception. Everybody goes to Walmart.
Right, but I mean any other brand or store, KFC, McDonald's, let's just pull all their signs down, paint all their buildings gray. You think they're going to get business?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Because the community knows that that's a KFC. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was a new store and you're building a new Chipotle and you don't put a sign, then you're going to deter your people from knowing what's there. They'd have to actually go. But if it's already existing Walmart and you take the sign down, people are still going to go to Walmart. It'd make
If you just propped up a brand new business, Tommy John's Hibachi Grill, right inside this little alley, then hell yeah, you need some advertising.
Yeah.
But, DoorDash, Walmart, these big, gigantic companies, I don't know, man.
But I don't think that, I don't agree that thousands of people are sitting there downloading the app. But I do think it's subliminal messaging and the fact that they passed it and they're more likely to order off the app that night because they didn't.
And DoorDash is a very memorable brand.
Maybe. I mean,
that happens to me when I watch TV. I'll be like, I want a burger. Why do I want? Oh, damn it! That's why I want a burger.
But you're sitting at home.
Yeah, but I mean, when I'm driving, that's when I'm most susceptible to his giant red.
And then you go home, and your refrigerator's empty.
You're driving around an empty, rainy, dark, sad city, and you see a flashing sign, and that's what you want?
It's food. It makes me happy. Yes.
Well, I got a comment to read. Leonard says this is ridiculous.
This is getting ridiculous. Leonard is not wrong.
Hey, you never know where the conversation will take us. So I want to ask. I want to ask you all a question. So earlier when I had Doordash Sucks on and he was, he makes his videos, DoorDash sucks. He doesn't like DoorDash. They're the evil empire. Everybody has an opinion, it is what it is. Now, why, if somebody is that passionate about, because I asked him how long you think you're still going to work for the app and, you're worried. If you feel, and I'll ask you guys this, if you feel so strong about a company in a negative way, would you work for that company? I'll start with the Matrix.
No, that was my biggest beef the whole time. I'm like, his whole channel is DoorDash Sucks. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I work for Mercedes or Ford or Walmart or Home Depot, and I create a channel that says Home Depot sucks, Mercedes sucks, then don't work for them, bro. Like there's something out there for anybody to grasp onto and work for. Make $20, $30 an hour. If you don't want to make $20 or $30 an hour with them, then don't. I understand if he created a YouTube channel for content, that's understandable. If people type in DoorDash Sucks and he comes up as part of the algorithm. But sure. I don't understand why you would specifically target a free and able app out there that it sucks. Then don't use it. So I had a bit of a problem with his whole spiel, Pedro. To be honest, I listened to
all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
Oh,
because it was right leaning and a little political, and it creeped me out a bit. Because we all know that. Everybody that watched the stream knew that he was dipping and leaning a little bit to the right politically, and it was It was not about DoorDash. It was about other things.
I respect your I respect your opinion. Yeah, I respect that. I can see what you're saying there. Jesse, what do you say to somebody that hates a company so much but works for them 70 hours a week?
Well, that was I mean, you gotta do what's good for you mentally. That's why I quit my last job. I was there for like 3 years. The money was amazing. Like I was making amazing money, but I was showing up to work miserable every day. And like it finally got to the point where I was like, why am I here? Why am I showing up every day? I'm mad and miserable 30 minutes in the shift, and I just left.
Good
and
for
I
you.
was and I left. I was like, why am I miserable? Like I'm not gonna do that. And now I went back to my old job temporarily, which is W-2 job, and then I DoorDash on the side. Probably work about the same hours, make about the same money, and way happier just because I'm not miserable every day. So if you're doing something,
that's a big deal, don't you? Right?
Yeah.
Don't you feel just great? Don't you feel just better overall? Like
because I'd show up to work, you miserable half hour in, then you're miserable for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm miserable when I go home, and it's like if you're miserable at your job, stop doing it.
Yeah, I think
how do you feel now? Like half and half. What's your life balance? Do you feel better?
I like it. I think DoorDash. I just got like the honeymoon period. I feel like of DoorDash, because I said like I've only been doing it for like a month and a half, and this week was really bad. And I was very annoyed kind of all week. So I would go out and dash for like an hour and make like $13, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going home. But I will admit that's like nice to be able to be like, I'm just gonna go home and play some video games or do whatever I want to do, and it's not a set commitment, set job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Driven for dinner. What do you say about 70 hours a week and hating the company you're making money for? What's your opinion on that?
I think he probably doesn't have a lot of options, and we got to be a little empathetic to that. And he kind of found his own outlet, like to vent these things. And and I thought I did think it was funny because I did see John's comment that said Jerry.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it was like, and sometimes I always like sit back and wonder if Petty Pedro's going to come out when you do these things. Like, is it about to be like, but your baby mama is here, So like, I don't know how that's always going to play, but like I said, I think that he's very old school. He reminds me of a much more conservative. Who's that guy that like scared the crap out of me that had like the stuffed, all those stuffed animals in the basement, and all we could see is his feet?
Oh, the pizza man, the pizza guy, the guy that was on the stream last week. The guy that was on the stream last week.
All you saw was his hairy belly and his hairy feet.
Yeah, the pizza man. I think that was the pizza man. Yeah.
He was funny. Like he was funny, and he had a lot of good points. But he reminded me like similar to that. Like there's just a different way of thinking. Like they've lived a different life than us. I mean, you and I were born in the same year, and so it's like, I think there's got to be some empathy in the fact that he's just doing what he's got to do to survive, and he's found a way to make and he's not even making money off of it. So I don't know. He might just be happy being miserable
and broke. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if he's broke. I think that's
I'm sorry, Pedro. I thought he said he was like.
I don't know. I don't know if he said that. I missed it. I don't know, but I will say this. I think he did reference that he was doing this and feels passionate about it because he's called to it, but then also he wants to be actually doing the work that he knows is crap so that he could like have boots on the ground and be in the middle of it. So I can respect that, I understand that.
Like report on it or
like, no, he was trying to like relate to his channel holders. He was like, he was trying to like relate to everybody that he talks to. And he was talking about how he wants to be able to give back and like learn and do and give and things. But I mean, I can't imagine that what you guys are going through, like they did this 4 years ago or during the pandemic and we're making bank and now you are where you are. Yeah. So like for me, somebody who started 6 weeks ago in DoorDash and like I did Uber Eats, like I said, for the last 9 months, I'm happy with $1,200 a week.
Sure. I think 95% of the world would be.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
that's
less than my W-2, but it's like, right now I don't have one of those, so it's like I'm happy with the $1,200 a week, but I could see how there could just I mean, you talked about it before, like this isn't sustainable, and not only for the fact that like it's going to put wear and tear on your vehicle, it's going to do all these things, but I think that with watching this much change and like seeing that kind of effect, it could be really bad for your mental health, and that might be an effect that we're seeing, in my opinion. It
can be. Space Invader, what do you say to working 70 hours and hating the company you work for?
I try to. Well, there's times I do put 70 in, but I'm usually losing my mind at that point. I'm falling asleep, and like if I'm working like 7 days, the 8th day I'm like crashed out of my bed for like 12. So
let me ask you,
something has to give at some point.
Yeah, the hours that you're working 70, because that's a lot. I think that's a lot of hours. But I also realize some of us have to do it. Like it's a hustle. I respect that. But why sometimes do 70 versus whatever your normal is? Is it just because you have an extra bill, or you're trying to save for something? Like, why 70 hours? I feel like it's so excessive. Why do you do that?
Because in California, all right, my rent's kind of cheap at the moment because I'm not just at that $1,500 mark, but I have a car payment that's like $580 a month because I swapped out to have like, I'm getting 60 miles per gallon right now.
Oh, wow.
Because of my old car, I was only getting 30. And I have to pay on that. Now the insurance is higher on the new ride. And then, I got family I got to attend to. And then you got electricity, internet, plus I eat, Like, I don't want to eat like ramen noodle every night. And, I got these people ordering.
He said, plus I eat. That's probably the most honest thing I've heard all night tonight.
I eat, man. I gotta have, if it's $15 to get a freaking military chow hall full around here at the minimum.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Hey, Pedro, I'll tell you, that guy said however many hours he works a week.
Yeah.
Last week I worked 86 hours.
Wow, man.
I go every single day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, I gotta ask you, like I asked Space Invader, why? Why work 86 hours a week?
Because I don't have any children at home anymore. My kids are out of the house. They graduated. My son's in college. He doesn't live with me. I don't have any pets. So nobody could do this that had a normal life. But I don't have any responsibilities at home to come check home. No wife, no kids, no animals. So I used to work in a restaurant as a restaurant manager 60 hours a week on my feet, every single day. And now, I built this food truck that I told you about. I'm waiting on the health department to approve my food truck. So in between now and then, I have nothing else to do. So I'm just driving every day, 12 hours a day, and it's not work to me. I'm driving and picking up tiny little bags of food, putting them in a hot bag, taking them 3 miles down the road, picking up a tiny little hot bag, and dropping it on a porch for $12. That's not work to me. I worked my ass off my entire life, like you did, on my feet. This is not work to me. I'm driving around the city, listening to music, podcasts, picking up tiny bags of food, maybe going shopping for some groceries. I can do it all day long and actually have fun and not be tired at all. My back doesn't hurt. My feet don't hurt. And I'm just in between me and my food truck, and it's easy as hell. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. Even as a salaried restaurant manager, I'm making $108,000 a year.
Yeah, no, I get that, but at what point don't you want to stop and smell the roses? Don't you want to go on a date? Don't you want to go get a pet? Don't you want to do something else besides? Is a food truck a thing for you?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Yeah,
don't you want to actually have time for yourself?
Well, I'm finished every day at 7 p.m. So I have the rest of the night from 7 to 10. If I want to go have a beer, meet up with friends, maybe I get a date, even though I don't give a shit about that, but just go out and do anything. And then during the course of the day, I'm at a Safeway doing a shop, oh shit, I need toilet paper for myself. Pick up a little bag of toilet paper. Oh, I need a steak, M&Ms, deodorant, hair gel, whatever.
That's very specific, by the way.
So, right now, whatever. Just throughout the day, I'm shopping and I'm like, oh, I'm at the store. I'm gonna run an errand while I'm actually doing a DoorDash. So right now, it's like fun for me. Like I'm done at 7 p.m. and I can go out. I can do whatever. Go hang out with friends, whatever. But I'm working on my food truck, man. It's built. It's done. I'm just waiting on the licensing. So between now and then, I'll DoorDash 12, 14 hours a day just because it's not hard at all.
Yeah.
It's easy as hell.
Man, I hear that. I couldn't do it at this point. I think I'd go crazy because I'm like, I like to do stuff. I like to once I get to about 6 or 7 hours in my car, I'm done. Like I'm just done. Like I can't even like.
Do you kind of claustrophobic a little bit, or do you?
No, not claustrophobic. I just want to go home and do other shit. I want to see my kid.
But you have family.
I get it.
You have dogs. I'm sorry, you lost Bella recently, but you have kids, wife.
Yeah,
you have a life. You want to go to the park, want to go to the festival. You want to spend hours with your family or do things.
Yes.
I don't have that right now, man. So I'm just like, what the hell?
I hear you, man. I hear you. And I respect the hustle, man. I respect the hustle because it's a grind. It's not, I know you said it's not like work, but, like I get it because your perspective is like, hey, you're a restaurant guy like me. Like that shit's like crazy, right? Working 60, 70 hours.
It's a beating.
So for us to be in a car listening to a YouTube or a podcast or music and driving around delivering
it's easy
McDonald's,
as hell. It's like free money.
It's a lot easier. But I will say this.
Work.
It is work though. I'll push back on
it's work.
Bit
it's work because you're actually, but it's not physical work. It's not physically hard work. When you were at Applebee's on your feet 12 hours a day, was that work?
Oh, hell yeah, that's work.
Hell yeah. Beat the hell out of your knees and your feet. Same here with me. I was at Old Chicago for 12 hours a day. I could barely walk when I got home. Driving around a couple of hot bags, not work, bro.
Yeah. Jesse, so I think you said you work the apps and you have a W-2, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So how many hours are you working a week combined with both of those?
Not sure. With my normal job, I work like 6 to like 2. Yeah. And then I'll get done, and usually I try and do like dinner. I'll do like anywhere from like 4 to I was doing like 4 to 8. So like 4 hours, like maybe 4 times a week, so like 16 hours.
Okay.
Cool. I was averaging like $400 a week. That's what I like to do, and especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday in like Denver, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm just south of you in Colorado Springs, buddy.
Oh yeah. Nice. Denver, like especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday is just unbelievably good.
It's really
and during the weekdays, it's at least for me for like. If I wanted to work for like what DoorDash will pay me during like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like midday is just I'll just go work at my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that. Driven for dinner. How many hours you work in a week right now?
Well, it varies. Like I had this week I didn't work much on. It just varies every week. So like this week I didn't work on Monday. I worked like half a day on Tuesday and then probably 7 or 8 hours Wednesday through Friday. And then yesterday I think I was done at 6:30. I started at 10 and then I only did 4 hours today. I wasn't going to work today. And then I was just like I said, I got a Top Dasher today. I wanted to see what that was going to be, and it worked out well. I mean, it was like I said, it was $100 lunch shift. So, and then we were driving to Target, and I was like, well, let's see if DoorDash will pay us to drive to Target, which is on the south side of town. And so I turned it on, and it drove us for $22 to Target. So I
love when I get those. Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
I was like, and I was hoping because, like I said, I'm trying to keep that acceptance rate a little bit, so I, don't have to work so hard. But I was like, please don't be crap, and it wasn't. It was pretty decent. But I did warn my daughter. I was like, we might make it like 2 inches from Target and have to pick something up for a second. So I was like, I make no promises. So, But yeah, no, it's like I would say my active time every week is like my dash time every week is probably 55 to 60, but I don't count that because I can dash from my couch.
Okay.
So like I am like a mile from a hot spot. So it's almost a sweet spot because like I'm in that 7-minute time, like especially for Uber Eats, like how far they want you to be. But
nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the norm. And like I just told my daughter, like we're actually going to Colorado Springs. We found the cheapest place to fly. I was like, let's just get the hell out of here. She's homeschooled right now. I'm doing this. And so I'm gonna work 7 days a week next week and the week after to make up for the fact that I'll be in Colorado Springs not working for 5 days.
Now hang on. Why are you coming here?
We're going to go to Pikes Peak, Gardens of the Gods, and Seven Falls.
Oh, it's beautiful. If you dash here, pick Colorado Springs North.
Yeah, I was gonna thank you. Because I considered it. I just didn't know if I could do it out of state. I still don't know how that works.
You should hit the zoo down there.
And I got a rental car, so.
You could dash anywhere. I drove from St. Louis to Virginia and back, and I dashed 9 states.
Okay, so here's a question that people in the chat might need to know. Okay, so like I know if I go to Austin, I can dash. If I go to, I wouldn't know where I live, but like I'm sure most people know where Austin is. When I go to San Antonio, I can dash. Now, like same thing with Uber Eats. If I go to Austin, I can Uber Eats. If I go to San Antonio, I can Uber Eats. Y'all are telling me I can dash out of state. Why can't I Uber Eats out of state? I tried to Uber Eats in New Mexico and I couldn't do it.
There's a state by state. There's something going on with the laws of the provisions with a certain corporation that's going on there.
Okay, yeah, because I was just like, everybody talks about how you can do it everywhere else, huh?
Some places have special apps. Like Texas, I think has like their own like inclusive like delivery app too.
Yeah, that's probably the case. It's a company by company. Uber is a much smarter company than DoorDash in terms of technology.
Yeah. So let me read this comment. So James says with Uber Eats, it depends on how you signed up, and I think what he's referencing possibly is like with me, I started with rideshare. So and then I folded in. I connected in to be able to do the food delivery and the Uber Connect. So I don't know how you started your account, but that might be why maybe you can't.
Zone.
Yeah, maybe that's why you
DoorDash can go across the country and dash anyway.
Right. DoorDash can, but with Uber Eats,
so that's just good to know because like I signed up. I think technically I have a driver account that I've just never used because they have my insurance in my car and I've done all the things.
Then that's probably why.
So,
and I'm saying when you arrive in Colorado Springs, if you're central, pick the north zone to dash in if you're going to.
My daughter might kill me, but I've considered just checking it out just to see what a different market looks like. But she might be really mad at me.
Hold on, are you going for vacation time?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, but I just wanted to do it for like science for like 2 hours and see what a different market looked like. But we're just going to chill. Like we're not going to go dash somewhere else. Yeah. We just have the freedom right now to travel. And I was able to get plane tickets for cheap. We found an Airbnb. Like, yeah. Anyways, we're going for like $600 for like 4 days.
Don't work. I'm telling you right now. This is my opinion.
Pedro is gonna just cleanse your mind.
Listen, don't. If you're trying to unwind, I don't know how old your daughter is, but do not work. I know it's going to be tempting to turn the app on. I've done it, but I knew my plan was like my girlfriend was okay with it, and yeah, we'll do one order per state. It'll be fun. We'll film, but unless you're going to do that. Just unplug. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, I told her, she said, well, no, the only reason we talked about it was I said, if we come up with something really expensive we want to do, we might want to turn the apps on for a couple hours to pay for it. So like, that's smart. Yeah, that's the only, like, and I joked with her, I was like, hey, we could do a morning shift and whatever we make is what we spend. So, we're looking at something like that, but not like going up there to work. But yeah, that's, I was just wondering about that because, like I said, I went to New Mexico to do a training and I turned it on and it wouldn't let me do anything. So I was just, that's good to know you can dash anywhere though, because I like to travel.
You can dash anywhere, yeah, for sure.
But just do north if you get to the Springs and you have a need for some extra cash, do north. Do not do south.
Right. I'm assuming south is where the military base.
South is all bad news here in the
Got
city.
Got it.
Is it hard to navigate that south area? Is that why you say that, or the tips just trash there?
Neighborhood, Pedro.
Okay, got
you
it.
know about that in St. Louis. Just where you cross the tracks.
Are we talking like St. Louis level or like?
No.
That's number one in the country.
Let's not bash St. Louis now.
No.
You posted it.
You know where across the tracks is.
I did.
Should not do that. Pedro,
it's like going on Colfax. I don't go on Colfax.
Yes, same here. Colfax in Denver. You do not.
Well, no. I don't go on any street that's named after a tree or a fruit after dark. So I get it.
Or a president. Yeah, that's right.
In St. Louis, I try to stay away from the state streets. So like Illinois, Missouri Street, Nebraska Road. Like I stay away from those, and I don't go too far north. But you know what? Like I've actually technically, and I filmed it, I've delivered to the projects, like subs that and I have no problem doing it. Like if it's daytime and it pays me, I don't care. But like,
right. But what about at night?
I don't work at night. I'm lazy. I don't work at night.
Yeah, but you used to, right?
I used to work at night, and I've delivered to some not great areas, but like I knew that area, like you know what I'm saying. Like, it was like still like I felt okay, but like now.
Hey Pedro, you posted that shorts a couple days ago that had the top 5 most dangerous cities to do DoorDash in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and number 1 was
St. Louis. Listen,
yes, sir.
This is why. So it's based on per capita, and we all realize that crime rates are per capita. So like Chicago wasn't even on that list, but that's because there's millions and millions and millions and millions of people. So a lot of murder happens and crime, but like there's so many people that the percentage isn't there. In St. Louis, it's a big city, but not too big. But there's a lot of stupid crime. So that's why St. Louis was one. I don't have a problem. Like I love St. Louis, but I also know there's 2 or 3 areas. I just don't know.
Your friendly neighborhoods.
Exactly. And you just stay away from those areas.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm at has the highest crime / murder rate per capita in the state of Texas.
Where?
So
you said Austin, right?
Abilene.
No, not Austin. Austin is one of the nicest cities in the entire.
No, Austin is actually crept up. You gotta look up the rates. It's tripled.
But Austin's got a lot of. There's more money in Austin. They've built a lot of stuff in Austin.
Austin is an amazing city. You telling me there's a high crime rate in Austin?
Oh yeah, there is now. But I mean, it's pretty much downtown. Like so. It's like any other major city. It's just drastically. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it, but there's been just choices made by the local government that have made it a little less safe.
Gotcha.
So,
listen, I'm getting tired, so I appreciate y'all for coming on. Oh, we can get
what you got to go. You got to go give somebody $100.
I got to give the next person $100. I appreciate Matrix. Always a pleasure. Space Invader.
Hey, can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
The guy with the food truck over in our areas, actually, people are connecting to the app via their food truck. Some people might roll their eyes or laugh about that, but they do deliver from the food trucks out here.
No,
and there's been people that actually banished restaurants out of their houses in my area.
Dude, I'm telling you, I get DoorDash offers from residential houses. We've all probably seen this. My biggest thought when I launched my food truck was, what if I register with DoorDash? Because DoorDash will take anyone. DoorDash is desperate for anybody to get on their platform. And I thought, what if I just one night just make food from the truck, close down to the public, but just to deliveries? And I found out it happens all the time.
We have Dash Mart out here too. So like they don't do anything other than just to hand out delivery orders to Dashers.
Right. No walk-up orders, just delivery only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. I thought, man, when I launched my food truck, I thought, what if I just did delivery only?
You could do that. Yeah, I could deliver. I could make frozen pizzas or tacos out of my house.
Right out of your kitchen.
Yeah, I've actually called. I did a video. I called DoorDash and said my restaurant's name was Pedro's Tacos, and I had a 20-minute conversation. And then the following 6 months or so, I got bombarded with their salespeople trying to finalize my account. upload my menu.
Oh, that's right.
It was very easy. It's so easy to get on.
DoorDash is insatiable to get anybody. Yeah. You want to know why? They get 30% of the order.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, and plus it's
a lot of people don't know that. If there's a $100 order, DoorDash gets 30% of that order. Not
you
to
just raise your rate though until you make what you need.
Well, that's true. That's
true.
But
you can't go depending on what you're serving. You can't go too high because then you might not get actual sales. So it's a tricky balance with food, But it's
hey Pedro, I wanted to give you a topic of something that happened to me, and I will make this less than 60 seconds, and I can talk really fast. So it's something for you to think about for a topic in the future. I got to a restaurant yesterday, and the guy actually yelled at me as I walked in because I had marked arrived 2 minutes before I actually entered the door because this restaurant is always late. As soon as I walk in, he said, "How long ago did you clock in?" I said 2 minutes. He said it was 3. I said, "I'm sorry, you guys are the food's not ready when I get here. They don't understand that it's from scratch pizza. So they always have us getting here too soon. I didn't think it would be a big deal for me to finish my protein shake." And he's like, "Well, we get in trouble if you mark that you're here and it's not ready." And then I looked at him and said, "So it's ready?" And he said, "No, it'll be 5 minutes."
No way.
Whoa. Well, first off,
if they say like 20, I would just decline it and say mark it's not ready.
Remember, I was still trying to get my acceptance rate up yesterday. So, but keep my acceptance rate up. So I just stuck it out. But I was like, so he corrected me. I was like, "So it's not even ready? And you're telling me this?" Like, I was like, "I'm going to hit the same button no matter what. I'm going to hit order still being prepared when I arrive."
Yeah.
Do you know that restaurants rate us? Restaurants can actually rate drivers 1 to 5.
That's debatable. I think that they covered that a while ago, but like, I know they can banish me, and there's a couple I pray every time I go in they do, but it's like, because then I don't have to decline those orders. Right. But anyways, my whole thing was, it's something to think about and interesting to bring up is like that. What's going on with these restaurants if we do things we're not supposed to, like we arrived when we're 2 restaurants over grabbing an Uber Eats.
Yeah,
or
I hit
you know
arrive.
What I mean? So
I hit arrive sometimes when I'm like, I can be like, like 3 or 4 blocks away, and if it says arrive at the store, I hit that bad boy every time.
Oh yeah.
But he said that they get in trouble for it because then it looks like we're waiting longer than we should.
Yeah, but that's not my problem. But
we want the order to be ready.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear you. But this is great because that's why
I got scolded. I got scolded by this very, very like middle-aged Italian man.
Yeah,
and
no, I hear you.
So
maybe he needs to stop doing DoorDash.
Yeah, and then he was sitting there. But the best part of it was whenever I was like, "So it's ready?"
He's like,
ready. "No, 5 more minutes."
No, but
that was the perfect rating.
You bring up a good point, and that's why on the virtual con October 22nd, I'm going to have 2 restaurants, like an owner and then an operator, so that we can ask the questions, and then also they can tell us what they like to see from drivers, what they don't like to see, right? Because I think a lot of times what we forget is we should be having good relationships with these merchants. Now that scenario where that guy is like yelling at you from the jump, that's on him, like he's not doing his part for the relationship. But also there are a lot of drivers that come in and it's the opposite. We walk in like, "Oh, where's my food? Where's the order?" And we're shoving phones in people's faces and we're being rude, right? So we have to understand, like, what's the restaurant's perspective? Like, we need to have them taking care of us, but we have to take care of them as well. I believe that,
exactly.
And when I go into places,
segue, Pedro. That was a perfect segue to what you have going on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be interesting because one person's going to come on, they like operate, they're a manager, right? The other one's like an owner of an estate, so they're going to have different perspectives because that owner's going to be more like, okay, I'm looking at numbers, I'm looking at times, like you just said, that owner might be the one that's like, I don't want to get these I don't want to get these fines or whatever from DoorDash because I'm late too much, or the driver's telling this, or they're unassigning too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Pedro, when you were at Applebee's, did you have control of the tablets?
No. When I worked at Applebee's, we didn't. This was before DoorDash was even at Applebee's. So
okay, when I managed a restaurant, I had all 3 tablets: DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, and I could pick up those tablets. I could go into those tablets and change the times if we were getting slammed, or I could 86 items based on we didn't have any more artichoke dip, so customers can order it. And I could also what's that?
Artichoke dip. You said artichoke.
Just a blast from the past.
Oh, spin. I used to call it spin dip. That was like
spin dip. That's right.
Dip. You know what I'm
saying. I would do this every night. Pause. All 3 apps, a 30-minute pause. We are getting slammed. Our restaurant's getting slammed. And I could pause the app from a restaurant manager position so that customers could no longer order from us. And God damn it, I'm out there every night and I'm like Taco Bell, Panera Bread, all these restaurants. I'm like, can you just
turn off your app? Yeah, like turn off your app.
No,
don't tell me when I walk in that you have an hour wait, but you still have the app on. Pause your app and catch up your restaurant because these people are still customers.
But what we have to realize, and I know that the Matrix will understand this to some level, maybe, is because when Panda Express, okay, if I'm the franchise operator of Panda Express and I see my manager pausing this or turning it off, I might, or if I'm the regional director, I'll be like, why are you guys doing this? Oh, we're not staffed. Okay, well, why aren't you staffed? You need to hire better. You need to train better. So like these managers are held to the fire. Like, hey, you can't be pausing this too much or turning it off. I don't care. I need the money.
They want all the dollars. Yep.
Yeah. So it's just weird. Right. It's this weird balance. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the weirdo that has a really good Panda Express. Like I don't ever have a problem with them. It's always those like smaller one-off restaurants that I'm just like, pause your app. They're super popular with the college kids, and the college kids rush in there and then they're like, it's an hour wait. I'm like, it shouldn't be an hour wait for DoorDash. They ordered 30 minutes ago. Like,
right. No, I'm in favor of the pause, but Pedro's right. Regional managers, owners, franchisees, like, don't you dare pause that app. We'll take those dollars. Fuck the DoorDash drivers. If they have to wait a half an hour, we don't care. Dollars coming in. Pedro's exactly right. They don't give a shit.
So Pedro, I know you have to go, but like I like to do plugs for you because I did order my hoodie. I'm waiting on that. The confirmation.
Oh, I did. I saw. I had it. Yes, thank you. You should get it. You should probably get it in about a week, really. If you ordered it last week, it probably maybe another 2 or 3 days. Hopefully,
it's going to Colorado Springs. That's going to be my hoodie for Colorado Springs. So, but my question for you is like those of us that aren't as informed, we just watch your videos every day. Like I don't know where to find all this other stuff that you're talking about, like the thing where you were like in the community. I don't know where that is. So for those of us that aren't as savvy and like, how I know it's October 22nd, but where do we get more information on GigCon?
Man, you're really helping me out a lot. I appreciate you. So we have a website that was built by mine. Yeah, I know, right? This is fantastic. I need to listen. If you need another side hustle job, I can hire you. We can talk on the side. So
got it.
We have a website that was built that will be shared in the next day or two. It's ready. There's one segment that I need to confirm but there's a website people will be able to go to, and you can check out the times and the segments and the guest speakers and like all this stuff. There'll be links, and so all that's coming because basically yesterday it was the conference is 3 days from yesterday, so 3 weeks from yesterday, so it's coming. Okay. But I'll be sharing this. Other people will be sharing it on community posts. I'll be putting links and videos, and then I'll be talking about it a lot. So the information will be there, but it's gonna be a live stream, and it'll probably be 5 or 6 hours long. It's gonna be unique, but there'll be different segments. So if somebody's just looking for the restaurant segment per se, they can go to that website and they can know, okay, that's going to be from 4:30 to 5:30. I know I want to come for that. Or if somebody's looking for a different kind of segment, or the ladies' night talk, or we're going to have a round table at the end. So I'll have there's a website that's already 99.9% finished that will be shared for the community. So that's coming. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds. And if you can do one more favor for me, I watch you on my TV. So if you can just say the website out loud.
I can't say it yet because I can't.
But I mean, once it's ready, you were saying links and stuff.
Yes.
Half the time I watch your stuff on the TV, and so I can't go to description boxes.
Yeah. No, I'll vocally say it as well. That information will be there. Plus, you're a regular on the show now, so you'll be in the now. Don't worry about it. You'll know what's going on. So Hey, I appreciate you guys. Jesse, Space Invader, The Matrix. Appreciate all you guys for coming on, spending any time with me. And I'm getting ready to hang out for a little bit because I'm getting ready to do this next $100 giveaway. So you guys have a good night.
Thank you, Pedro.
You too.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Great conversation. I love it. Love it. Love it. Never know where we're going there. So let me go ahead and put up this banner. Hold on 1 second. 30K giveaway. We got one more giveaway. Let me check my phone. I want to make sure I didn't miss. I want to make sure I got a text from. Okay, I got the. Okay, so Mr. J, I have your information. I'll send it to you when I get upstairs and all that. Okay, so we have another $100 giveaway. So for those of you that are just strolling in the stream, I'll give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. Thank you, Abby. Appreciate that. Oh, look at it. I like this kind. Oh man, hold on. So Panic Buyer, I'm gonna put this up right here. I appreciate it. I'm proud of what we do in this channel, and I have no problem with saying that. Panic Buyer says, "Who else is doing 3 $100 giveaways? Respect." Hey, I respect y'all. It's the least I can do. But you're right. Nobody else is gonna do that. Nobody. So let's go ahead and do this next one. But like I was saying, we had Doordash Sucks on here. Brian from Doordash Sucks had a good conversation with him, talking about DoorDash, the state of manipulation, the algorithm changing, all the stuff that they're doing and why they're doing it. And so if you're just coming in, rewind later on, you can watch the replay or go back and watch that. We gave away $200 so far tonight. So the first one was Girls Be Gaming. Waiting to hear back from her in the comment section. That was on a comment of a community post I put up yesterday, I believe. And the second $100 winner was Mr. J. I have his information. He'll get that. And we're going to do another one here in a moment in the live chat. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate the $5 I just saw there from Lloyd. Let's check this comment out here. I want to know if we can ask her any information that may help. I'm about to move to Austin, Texas. Oh, Lloyd, you're talking about Driven for Dinner? I don't know. Yeah. If she's still in here, you guys can chat in the chat, right? So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So we do these giveaways live for you guys. We hit 30,000 subscribers today, this afternoon. It's a humbling number. Appreciate all the support you guys show me here. I appreciate doing the lives. You guys are fantastic in the chat. You guys are talking. You have little sidebar conversations. You know, I think we have a good time. I know we have a good time on Sundays. I know this is a destination spot for many people, and I'm very humbled and honored that you guys give me any amount of your time. I make money on YouTube, so the least I can do is give back a giveaway every once in a while. It's the least I can do. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. So let's go ahead and put this other banner up. And I haven't decided. We're already at 3 hours. The night is flying by. I don't know if I'm going to do a live order. I know a lot of you guys like that as well. I haven't decided yet, but let's get away these $300. All right. So put some comments in, y'all, in the live chat. I'm going to scroll and I'm going to wind up picking somebody in just a moment. Put those comments in. Boom. Dasher Poppy. Dasher Poppy is somebody that's been rocking with me for a while. Congratulations. Right here, Pedro. Rents due. Look at that. Look at that. Love it. Dasher Poppy. You're the next winner, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Let me go ahead and put up this number. Dasher Poppy. You want to text in on the text line. Congratulations, Dasher Poppy. You've been supporting me for a while, man. I appreciate you. And this is some gas for you this week, bro. Dasher Poppy. I'm gonna moderate Dasher Poppy. Baja Blast, boys. I see you, Nova. All right, let me see. Dasher Poppy. Go ahead and text the text line, my friend. And I have Venmo, I have PayPal, and I have Cash App. $100 winner, baby. Shout out to Dasher Poppy. All right, let's see. Let's see if he's still in here. Let's see. Thank you, Alley Cat. Appreciate you. Thank you, Henry. Yes, this chat does go fast, doesn't it? Why 30K? 30K Trill. I hit 30K subscribers. I love tacos. He says, I love tacos. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Poppy, Dasher Poppy. Did you guys know my daughter Ruby calls me Poppy? I go by Poppy. I don't go by Dad or Dad. I go by Poppy. So it's kind of cool. All right. Let's show. I got the phone number up. Go ahead and hit me on the text line. No. Let's see here. I got to save this one. Okay. Okay. Now we can just talk for a little while. Dasher Poppy was a winner. I'll be waiting on his text. That's the number. Boom. All right. So what do we do? Do we do a live order tonight? It's kind of late. I don't know, y'all. Poppy, I need some tacos. Gig Life with Lexi. What up? How are you? How is Cali? I hope you're doing well over there. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, Dasher Poppy. Yeah, you're good, man. You got the number. Text line. Hit the text line up. Finally got a wrench. Yeah. So hold on. I got to make sure. Let me put the number up again for you. I'm going to be waiting by the phone because I got to. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. So I need you to text this one word for me in the chat so I can verify. What word should I put in? Let's see. I'm going to look at something in this room. Okay, here we go. All right, Dash Poppy. I just gave you your instructions for your winnings, sir. All right. So I guess let's. I'm not going to do a live order tonight. Sorry, guys. I'm just not because I don't want to. That could be on here for another hour with y'all. I ain't got that. I'm trying to spend some time with the girlfriend tonight. So I will say this. I think we're going to see this growing. We have been seeing this growing trend of Top Dasher and the success stories that they're sharing with us. And I think it's great. That I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being petty. I think it's good. Because at the end of the day, we're all drivers trying to make money. And if your experience is that you're making more money by doing something different, I think that is a good thing. I think we have to also realize it might not be for everybody. That's fine too. These apps are stepping stones. They're opportunities for most of us. For a lot of us, though, for some of us, it is our full-time deal. And that's great too. As long as you're making money, you're making profits, who cares? There's a lot of different ways to do things. But the Top Dasher program, I just think it's ironic that like there's just a lot of ironic stuff happening within the YouTube world. There's hypocrisy. I think it's fun. I also think we have to understand this is entertainment. Let's not lose that focus. This is entertainment for a lot of us. And a lot of us have these crazy ideas and crazy this and crazy. And I think it's all great. I think it's good. It's entertaining. It gets people things to talk about. It gets people things to argue about, debate about. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants the likes. Everybody wants the love. And I think it's absolutely amazing. And I'm humbled and honored just to be part of that community. And I'm also humbled and honored since we're talking about giving money away. We're celebrating 30K. I'm humbled, honored. I'm flattered that so many people like to talk about your boy, Mr.BetonYou. I think it's amazing. I think it's fantastic. Thank you very much. You're helping me and my family and my daughter. And I love it. I love that I'm the topic of so many discussions. And even when they're nonsensical and they're crazy and they're like just ridiculous, I'm extremely flattered. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So because we can't get to 30K subs without having haters and trolls. We just can't do it. So I love all of it. I think it's laughable. I think it's funny. Yeah, it just is. So I'm just a regular dude with the iPhone and a 2016 Ford Escape. I'm nobody. I just film videos. Okay. I've bet on myself. I've shown you guys that, but like I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm a very simple dude. For those of you that have met me, there's people in the chat that have met me or have communicated with me and we've talked. I'm a regular dude. You see what you see with me. And I think that's another reason that, you know, we've had some little bit of success on this channel, and the channel grows and new people come here and people like to come into live. We have a good time. We don't take ourselves too serious. But I also show you guys the real stuff. I show you my journey, my story. I share things. And for everybody that shows all the love and support, because 99% of it is love and support, appreciate y'all. And all I'll say is to the 1% of the haters, the people that are bashing and talking crazy and talking sideways and crazy opinions about somebody that you've never even met before, thank you. I say that with 100% sincerity. Thank you very much. I think that's it. What else do we got? Let me see. Oh, Dash for Poppy. Oh, shit. Did I miss the word? Hold on. I'm over here rambling. Hold on. What's up, Fritz? What up? Hold on. I missed it. I was over here rambling. Let me see. Dang it. Oh, I see it. There it is. Boom. Remote. You got to know where I got that word from? I was looking at my remote. It's a light remote for my lights. Like, look, I can change the color. Oh, hold on. I got two of them. Change the color to yellow. Anyways. Okay. Send me your pay info. So I think that's all I got. It's been a good night. Hit the thumbs up for you, boy. Appreciate y'all like so much. I don't know if John is in here. Is John McKillian in here? Can you let me know? Are you doing a live tonight? Nova says I'm 3K bound. That's what's up, man. Those little milestones are great. You got it. You know, when you hit them, it feels good. Compared to what is the most deliveries you've done in one day? Oh, good question. I think maybe like 25 or so. Somewhere in that range. Good night. Yeah, I think that's somewhere in that range. But I think that's it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you watched on the replay, appreciate you guys. I will work tomorrow for a little bit, probably 6-7 hours. Got some stuff going on at night, so I won't be working at night either. But let's see. John says, "Yep, live tonight." Cool. So John is going live tonight. If John or somebody else can put a link to that live, you guys go check him out. John's always talking about, who knows what John talks. He talks about cool topics, all kinds of stuff. It's not always gig stuff. He might talk about an array of topics. He brings people into his live. So cool little live after party. Go check him out over there. Go show some love and support. That's all I got. You guys have a great night. Be safe if you're out there driving. Make your money. Make good decisions. I'll see you guys next Sunday if you catch the lives. And if you want to catch a video, I'll have a video out tomorrow. Peace.